Hello, hello, hello. It's Sunday. Welcome back. Welcome back. I hope you're having a good weekend. I hope everything is going well. Shout out to Young Riez for dropping in. I appreciate you, sir. Shout out to Miss Lana Love. Thank you so much for showing up. I appreciate you. And Big Bad Bill, the notorious moderator for many channels. Shout out to you. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. I hope everybody's having a good Sunday, right? Y'all ready for the Monday? Y'all ready for the work week? Right? We have a lot of things in store. A lot of things is going on, especially here in the States. So I hope we're all, getting prepared, getting ready, and, doing what we have to do and taking care of our loved ones. It's snowing over here. We're right now having a winter snore. Go figure, right? But it wouldn't be up north if we didn't have it, right? So shout out to that. Shout out to that. I enjoy it. Let's see. Hey, Jimmy Goulash. He said, "Oh man, that's a problem. I'm sorry that you did that, sir, but shout out to you for coming through." Woo! All right, so I do have 3 cases for you guys. I hope that you like them. And while you're heading in, just make sure that you hit the like button, comment later on, subscribe, or share with a friend that might like these type of cases. But before I actually start, I am rocking today. I'm rocking the Corner Boy sweater from my store. I'll drop down the link later on in the live stream. But if you like it, it's a really nice, comfortable sweater. I enjoy it. This one is pretty big on me. This is a small for men, so it's kind of big. It's kind of big, but I love it. It's very comfortable, good quality, and if you like it, I hope it. Let's see. Shout out to Tom. All right. I see that. Look, shout out to America, right? It is what it is. Let's get it on, right? All right. So the first thing that I have for you today is in reference of a man named Joshua Kimona, right? So we're going to view an interrogation video of Joshua Kimona. Apparently, he found his mother unresponsive, but during the interrogation, we come to realize that he probably had a handling in his mother's untimely death. So this is when we have a case of a son who truly hates their mom, and we're going to view it with each other. Okay? So let me pull this up for you guys. Let's see. Hi, Samuel. How are you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you. He said, will I marry? I don't know you, sir. I can't be marrying nobody I know. I can't. But let's go on.
In March of 2017, Joshua's mother was found unresponsive in her home in what appeared to be an obvious homicide. While the police investigated the crime, they would see Joshua driving around in his mother's car. After initiating a traffic stop, the police began questioning Joshua. What he told them was shocking.
So you know, man, this room is audio and video recorded. Just so you know, I'm going to turn this on and just back up. just so, and the reason why we do that is so I can't put any words in your mouth, okay? Do you take any medications or anything?
No, sir.
No? Okay. Do you take any drugs?
Yes.
What kind of drugs do you do? You do spice?
I think so.
You think so?
I think it's why I was so much more paranoid.
Okay. When was the last time you did that?
Today.
Today was on.
Patty Cake is a very, very old game.
4 or 5.
Shout out to you.
4 or 5? Okay. How are you feeling right now?
I'm still coming down.
Still coming down? Okay. Do you know where you are right now?
I'm up. Yeah, I know. All right.
Where are you?
I'm in a detective's office.
You're in the sheriff's office?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know what year it is?
2017.
Okay. And the reason why I'm asking you these questions is that I want to make sure that you're okay to talk to me, okay?
Yes, sir.
And that you seem like you are. It seems like you're a little quiet right now and everything.
But I know what's going on.
Okay. Well.
After making sure that Joshua is aware of what is going on around him and then reading him his rights, they ask him to explain the events that happened earlier that day. Without hesitation, Joshua gets right to the point.
Hello, Robert. Thank you for
honestly, I just want to know what happened tonight. What happened today?
Today I woke up and I decided.
Hey Chevy, how you doing? Good to see you.
I killed today.
Okay.
That was me.
Okay. Why did you kill?
There was a lot of reasons.
Okay. Well, Josh, I have all the time in the world, and
Do you want to talk about it?
I do.
I'll talk to you about the story.
yeah,
What
I do.
Okay. Well, there's a lot. Do you want me to start with when I first started having these, like thinking about this and starting getting high?
Joshua, I want you to tell me whatever you feel comfortable telling me.
That's what I'm trying to say. I
Yeah.
felt comfortable.
So whatever you feel like comfortable to tell me, because I want to listen to you. Okay?
Okay. Sometimes I had this plan because I knew part of me hated them. Like, okay, it's me, my stepdad,
Mm-hmm.
and my little sister in the house. And I don't know if I'm ready to do this right now.
So just shout out to everybody that just came in. Robert Bartlett, thank you for stopping by. Chevy, just thank you for stopping by. And Ina, thank you for stopping by. She said, what are they talking about? Right now, we're looking at the interrogation of this man who unalived his mom. Initially, he called and said that his mom was non-responsive. However, the detectives find him running around in his mom's vehicle acting like it was nothing. He's right now pretty much telling them that he did do it, and they want to know why, what was his motive behind it. And it doesn't seem like he's really trying to tell his motive behind it, but now he's trying to give a backstory of the family dynamics that was in his house. Yeah. Yes, Mr. Robert, he did. He unalived his own mom, his own mother. Let's get into this.
When did this all start for you? It sounds like there's been some things that you've been thinking about for a while. It doesn't seem like just a one moment it all happened, right?
Like, I've recently got out of prison in Georgia. Jail for DUI. And I was getting ready for a court date in April in Pennsylvania. And instead of like getting ready for that, I was just thinking maybe I should quit, maybe I should give up, and just try and run away, get high, and just avoid that.
I just want to stop. You had said that you weren't ready. Do you want to continue talking to us?
I am.
Okay.
The plan was to go do something like that, like where I'm just really high, and what I did was I went after to get.
This case begins back in 1998 when Joshua's mother, who was only a teenager, gave birth to him. Shortly after he was
Shout out to Mark. He said something about getting high. Yeah, so I think he do get high from time to time. I don't think that would necessarily be a reason for him to be like hallucinating and then unaliving his mother. This seems really deliberate, but thank you for commenting. Yes, hi, shout out to you, Michael Vincent. Yeah, I don't know how someone can do such a thing, but people do a lot of things lately these days, and sometimes when you listen to their motive, it really doesn't even make no sense when you actually break it down. It's terrible nonetheless, right? All right, so let's go on. Poor mom. She's a beautiful lady, and she had him as a teenager. But let's go on.
Was born, Joshua was given to his grandparents because his mother believed that she was unable to care for him, and his father was nowhere to be found. Joshua would stay with his grandparents until he was 11 years old, and then he would go back to live with his mother.
That I was thinking about that led me to do this was I was blaming for not being there.
Probably with a mixture
of I think I just held it in. I hated her for that.
Synthetic, yeah.
And we were just not talking about it because of me. Because I was just getting just going out late, not.
Michael asks, was he abused by his mother? No, he wasn't. She had him when she was a teenager, and he was actually raised by the grandparents because she couldn't take care of him. So he was given back to his mom when he was about a preteen.
Being sober, ruining that. I think it kind of worked together. Like, I was gone from the house more, just getting high. They noticed I wasn't there, and we just stopped talking after that, and that's when I started. I'd been thinking about this like for a while.
When you say thinking about this, what do you mean by that?
Oh, that's a good question. I've been thinking about harming my parents.
So not just your stepdad too?
Mm-hmm. That was what I was originally gonna do today.
Okay.
Well, what is that? Let's start from the beginning, man. How did you do it? What did you do?
When she came home, I snuck up on her, and I used a bat.
What did you do with the bat?
I did what you saw.
We haven't really been in the house too much, so just can you take me through how you did it?
I don't want to talk about that part.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't want to talk about that, that's fine.
That was the worst.
That was what?
That was the worst thing I did.
Okay.
I made a lot of mistakes, but that part wasn't really. It didn't add up, and it was. I did something so bad, I just don't.
Okay. Can I ask you this?
I killed her.
I know. Okay. But what I would like to know is, where's the bat?
It was in the house.
It's in the house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I left everything in the house.
Okay. What other, did you use anything else?
Like I was cleaning up the carpet.
Uh-huh.
I didn't use it. Well, there was a knife too.
Okay.
But I didn't really use it.
Okay.
Even though Joshua and his mother shared a home, he felt like he didn't belong. His mother spoke often about having to raise a child she never really wanted. In 2012, his mother would marry her boyfriend and have a daughter with him. The emotional distance between Joshua and his mother would continue to grow. Joshua would watch as his mother and stepfather would nurture his half-sister in a way his mother never did for him.
Josh, there obviously there's some things and you talk to me about. I'd like you to talk to me about whatever you feel comfortable with. Okay, I'm not going to force you to talk to me.
You want to know what happened?
Yeah, but I'd like to be able to explain it somehow to whoever's surviving here. Okay.
That's the thing.
Well, let me ask you this, Josh. How do you feel now that all this is over with?
Absolutely.
How do you feel now?
Like, about me? Or
Yeah.
about...
You had said that you've been planning this a while.
I feel like I completely ruined Caitlin's life.
Okay.
Obviously, there's been some tough things that have happened in your life that have led up to this, right? It's not something that you just decided this morning was going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And you talk about holding some things against your mom that happened to you earlier in life, okay? We're detectives, right? So we detect things, we go out, we gather information, and we've gathered a lot of information today because we were worried about you. We wanted to find you and see if you were okay, all right? In gathering information, we understand that you didn't have the easiest life growing up. It sounds like you didn't have a dad that was around much, and you had a mom that had an opportunity to be around and chose not to be around.
Huh.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to put words in your mouth, but we want to understand where this started at for you. So when you talk about holding things against her, is that part of it, or are we going back to the fact that she went off and was living her own life?
It was, like, that was the justification for it. That's clubs. That's
Okay.
what made me think. She told me.
It's okay. Now's the time for you to talk to us.
When I was a kid and she would visit, all I think about now is when I was a kid and she would visit for like a day or two and then she would leave. And I just
Thank you so much for the compliment.
crying myself to sleep.
I hope you
Because I
still
was really
enjoy.
sad.
What were you sad about?
Because I came and I was happy for a little bit, but then she was gone again.
As his hatred towards his mother grew, Joshua began experimenting with different drugs. Eventually, his parents would find out and they would kick him out of their home. Joshua began living with friends, but he could not stop thinking about his mother and the love she showed her daughter.
Because of our bad relationship, I was still holding that against her too.
What do you mean by your bad relationship?
We didn't talk at all. And when I turned to drugs, we started talking about nothing, never seeing each other. And
So when did you come back to live with
when my grandma died,
and when was that?
in April of 2011,
In April of 2011?
I think so. I was 11, or I don't actually remember what year it was.
Okay, but you think you're about 11 when that happened? And you're how old
I
now?
was in 6th grade,
Okay. And you're how old now?
18.
All right, so we're talking about 7 years ago. And in the last 7 years, have you made any amends about the past? Has she made any efforts to make amends with you, or?
We've talked a few times, but we didn't talk for years about it until high school. We were just having a normal relationship, and we talked about it, and I opened up to her once, and I asked her about it, but it only happened once.
Okay.
When did you do that?
In sophomore year?
Sophomore year, so just a couple of years ago, 2 years ago or so?
Yeah. It was in high school when my mom was living with us.
How's your relationship with your stepfather?
It's the same thing.
Same thing?
We never talk. I just stay in my room, and when I see him walking around the house, I say nothing to him.
You see nothing with it?
Yeah, we don't really talk. And we sit in silence at dinner. That's the horrible relationship I was talking about.
After Joshua took his mother's life, he took his sister with him so he could drop her off at his grandfather's house. While he waited for his grandfather to get home, he stopped at a park to meet a friend. Joshua would receive a notification on his phone that his grandfather had decided to go to his parents' house instead to pick up his sister. Joshua knew that he had been caught, so he asked his friend to take care of his sister. He then drove around in his mother's car until the police finally found him.
Phone, and you're texting your grandpa? What's his name? Okay.
Yes.
All right, and you make arrangements to meet him, you think at his house to drop off, is that right? Okay, make sure you correct us if we're not right, because we want to make sure it's right, all right? So then you said something about, but then he comes to your house instead?
Yeah.
So how did that happen?
I don't think, he was questioning why I asked him.
Where were you when he showed up to the house?
I was at the park.
At the park?
Mm-hmm.
Who were you with?
With Josh.
With Josh?
With one of my friends.
Okay.
He's who I left.
Okay.
Okay.
Josh is a good friend. Like I said, like I told you right from the beginning. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
He did exactly what you told him to do. He dropped her off.
Okay. Yeah, that wasn't part of the plan at all.
I get it, man.
Happened.
I get it. And things do spiral out of control. We understand that. Okay. But keep going with what happened.
Where was it?
Well, so then you're texting from.
So I wanted to stop for a bit. This is very sad, right? This is very, very sad. This sounds like a man, because he's 18 years old. He's a young man. But this sounds like a young man who felt like he wasn't wanted by his mom from the very beginning. And when she got into a new relationship and had a new child in that relationship, he felt like the redheaded stepchild in that house. He would just sit there, go to his room, eat, wasn't really having social connections with nobody, neither parent. And it seemed like he did have a relationship with his little sister. I guess all of that started to boil up when he got to the age of 18. Probably felt that they weren't going to help him or assist him with college or something like that. Like they were like his goals and aspirations wasn't important to them, especially to his mom. And in a fit of rage, it seemed like he just, even though he's been thinking about hurting both of them for a while, in a fit of rage, he just decided to, end his life, end her life. And it's not until afterwards where he realized what he took away from his sister, right? And he loves his sister. He has no problems with his sister. His sister didn't do nothing to him. And that's when he had an epiphany, like, what have I done? He's not mad that he took his mom's life because the anger that he has for her. He's mad or he's sad that he took that away from someone that didn't do nothing to him, his little sister. That this is becoming really, 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 really sad. Let's go on.
Your phone is arranged to meet him at his house to drop off, but you're at the park with Josh.
Yeah.
Okay, so then what happens next?
And I knew he came to my house because I could see it on my phone. The door was open.
I agree, Lana.
Oh, okay. Oh, you have cameras, like you can pull it up on the app?
We have a security thing on the app, and I knew at that point it was over.
Why is that?
Because there was still some on the carpet.
Okay. So at that point, you had already killed him. Okay.
They have Joshua confessing to the crime, but what they don't have is details. Details help prove that not only was Joshua there, but he was in fact the person who committed the crime. Now they will ask Joshua to explain in more detail exactly what happened when his mother came home.
So then what happens when she comes home?
I told her to go look at something. I was staying in the kitchen.
It's okay.
Josh, it looks like there's a weight on your shoulders. Talking about this might lift that weight off your shoulders. It might.
I already admitted to it.
And again, I don't want to beat a dead horse here, but like I said before, and it's up to you if you want to keep talking to us or not.
She comes in and I say, I hit before she came. I hit the staircase with the bat, so it was chipped. I was standing in the kitchen with the bat, and she came around the counter to look at it because I told her. And I grabbed it and just hit her.
Where'd you hit her?
In the head.
Okay. Yeah.
And she fell down, but she wasn't out. And so I just kept hitting her until she stopped.
Okay. Was she fighting with you at all? Was there like a struggle?
No.
Did one of the legs on one of the tables like break, or is that?
She fell on the table.
Okay. And do you remember that happening and breaking the table or something?
She just went against it, and the table got bent because of that.
Okay. And where's that? Because I haven't been in there. Where's that table in the room?
The counter's here, and she walks around it, and the table's here.
Okay. Are we in the living room or the kitchen or something else?
This is the kitchen, and it opens up into the living room, and the dining area, and the living room.
And so the table you're talking about is in which room?
The dining area.
Okay. So she fell into it, and this is while she was still like kind of on her feet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you pulled her. How did you get her into the bathroom?
I rolled her onto sheets and just dragged it.
Okay. Is she dead at that point, or do you know?
Yes.
Okay, and how do you know that she's dead then? I know that might sound like dumb questions, but I'm asking you because I'm not there right now, and when we go to the house, then it'll help us to understand everything that we see, whether it lines up with what you're saying, right? So how did you know at that point she's dead? Did you check for a pulse or anything like that?
I checked to see if she was breathing.
How'd you do it?
On her back.
On her back? You were feeling for like a pulse, or you were seeing if her chest rose?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So then you had her in the sheet and pulled her into the bathroom, and then what happened?
And then I turned on the fan and just closed it, and then I started pouring baking soda on the rug and trying to clean all the blood.
Okay. Because are you waiting for your stepdad to come home?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So then what's your plan after you've got in the bathroom? And then what was the rest of the plan for the day?
It was to get cash so I could take the car
So how are you going to get cash?
with her cards.
Okay.
Do you know her PIN numbers and all that stuff, or
I figured one out.
you figured one out? Okay.
How'd you do that?
It was on her phone.
There is very strong evidence that the lack of nurturing care of a young child has a lifetime impact on them. Studies have shown that infants raised by nurturing parents have far less anxiety, insecurity, and alcohol abuse. They also found that they are more likely to have successful careers. The opposite is true for infants who receive little to no nurturing. They struggle to form deep and lasting relationships. They have a higher chance of resorting to violence and substance abuse to resolve their problems.
Who?
My dealer.
All right. What does he deal?
The spice.
You get spice from him too? Because at this point, you haven't taken anything yet today?
No.
Okay. And last night, did you?
Last night, I just went to bed. What was gonna happen was I had to go do my monthly parole for Georgia and go get an appointment with my doctor this week. And so I was deciding
therapy
between quitting and doing this, or doing everything I have to do
Okay.
and getting ready to
See-
go through probation, go to the hearing in April, and talk to my therapist.
Okay. So you feel like you're deciding between,
I tried to make it a choice between those two.
like, do I kill my stepdad and try to run for the hills and get away from everything? Or do I follow through with what I need to do, go to court, face the consequences? Okay. So those you felt like are kind of your two choices.
Like, I made it in my mind. I was like, today we're going to decide, because I was pinning them against each other. And I was like, today we're going to decide what we do. And so I went to bed that night thinking about it, and I woke up.
Why is today the day you have to decide that?
Because I'm going to go to talk to my therapist tomorrow.
Okay.
I was.
So you haven't done drugs, alcohol, you haven't taken any medications, prescriptions in like the last 3 or 4 days. But this whole weekend you're contemplating, do I do what I need to do and follow through with my probation, face the charges up north, or do I take this alternative plan and try to run away from it all? Is that accurate?
Do I try or do I quit?
Okay.
That's what I was saying.
And when did you decide I quit?
I hadn't decided until this morning. And when she was gone, I decided that when she came back, I was just going to try not think about it and try and do it. And I did.
They now ask Joshua about his mental health and substance abuse. Was this crime done with a clear mind? Does Joshua suffer from mental health problems? The more information they can get from Joshua, the better chance they will have of securing a conviction in court.
I want to ask you kind of a weird question. Do you ever hear voices that you feel like you're hearing that other people around you don't hear?
Yes.
You do? Have you ever talked to your therapist or anybody about that?
He knows it. He thinks it's from like he said, when I started doing it, that's when I would be seeing. Like I've seen things in public that I knew I shouldn't believe, but that makes me think there's a lot of things I've seen that I wasn't sure about.
What do you mean by that?
Like sometimes I'm hallucinating and I hear the radio say something or people in public say something that they shouldn't be able to know. And so I know when I'm on the drug, I hallucinate, but I don't know about off.
So how do you know that you're hallucinating? Because typically someone that doesn't even realize they're hallucinating, right? So how are you aware of the fact that you're hallucinating?
Because there was like a small few that I confirmed. Like,
so have you ever, like when this is happening, have you ever said, hey, did you hear that to somebody? Like
all the time.
Yeah.
And I've seen like water on my pants. I see it and I touch it and it's dry. That's what I would notice when I was drinking sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So this is real, this is crucial details, right? Because it's going to let the detectives know whether or not if he's able to actually stand trial for the murder of his mom, right? If he was hallucinating at that time, he was under his medication at that time that gave bad side effects, he would probably be put into like a rehabilitation situation, not necessarily get charged with first degree murder of his mom. And they want to make sure that everything that he's giving them will actually stick. Truthfully, my opinion, it seemed like he wanted to go to jail, or he wanted to probably get the death penalty. He seemed like he was tired of it all. He said he already had a case in Georgia that he had to go up there and face, and he was probably going to get charged then. It seemed like he felt like this was the perfect time to just get out everything that he wanted to do because he was going to be going to jail anyway. That's sad. That's really sad. But let's finish this. And shout out to everybody that came in. Make sure you're hitting the like button while you're stepping in or you're just stopping by.
So the hallucinations and such that you're talking about, it's when you're high or when you're drinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sober.
What?
When I'm not sober.
And when you're not sober. Okay. Yeah. When you are sober, then you don't recognize or you're not aware of that stuff. Like you don't remember doing that when you're sober, right?
I get this, like sometimes I'll get the same things.
Anything, WWI.
Or I'm like thinking crazy stuff, contemplating.
As the interrogation comes to an end, the detectives have one last question for Joshua.
Josh, before we kind of wrap this up,
Hi, Xavier. This is Joshua.
Just want to leave it kind of in the report.
He unalived his mom.
Are you sorry?
Yes.
Josh, here's the thing. We don't want you to manufacture any feelings here. Yeah. We don't want you to manufacture an apology or feelings of guilt or remorse, okay? What did I tell you? Part of our job is that we have to read people, right?
If you're not ready to say something to them, that's fine.
I get what you want to know.
Yes, Ed, you're correct.
Well, because, sometimes people feel bad for what they've done, and sometimes they feel bad because they got caught. And it sounds like you had a plan that you didn't get to see all the way through today. It kind of got screwed up on you, And I can understand that might be pissing you off too. Like you finally built up the courage.
I'm not pissed off.
That's got to be really tough to watch, right? You wanted around in your life, you wanted a dad around in your life, and here she gets to have both. That's not fair.
It's not fair, but I know. I just made excuses, and I tried to blame what happened to me for how I was living. I was making myself depressed and feel like this.
Hey, John Cat, this is an interrogation of
who are you blaming?
18-year-old.
I tried to pin it all
on his mom
and my parents, and my grandma, just for where I was raised.
But Josh, it sounds like they took care of you. I mean, they did. It's by your own admission they did. So why all this hatred? Why all this? Why all that? Why all this?
I don't know.
Okay.
Jealousy will tear a person up.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know necessarily this is jealousy, Josh. I think this is just something that just you wanted to happen. You want this to happen?
I wanted to run away, but as soon as I did it, I realized what I was doing had nothing to do with that. And I was just doing a horrible thing, pointlessly.
Did you want people to notice you?
A lot of attention.
You wanted attention?
There was a lot of going for attention, doing things I didn't need to do for attention.
Okay. Well, this is like one of those ultimate things. A lot of people are going to be paying attention to you. People are going to be paying attention to you now.
I know.
What kind of attention did you think was going to come out of this?
This wasn't about attention.
Well, but you just said it was. Right? I mean, if we're being honest here, you just said it was.
My only problem with this is that when he's talking to the detectives, he's letting them know that he knew that those would be excuses, that he just wanted to do it. Like, he's letting them know consciously, yeah, I just wanted to do it, and I knew that those would be excuses as into why I wanted to do it. That's not going to help him if he was going to go for a mental plea, right? Because he knew what he was doing was wrong. He said that he specifically did it because he wanted some form of attention. I do think that he has some issues. I really do. But when it came down to unaliving his mom and planning to unalive his stepfather, that was very intentional. Very intentional. And that's what the detectives is making sure that the intent was there. And now you can't even use the hallucination situation anymore, because you did it for attention. You just admitted that you did it for attention.
The benefit I thought that would come out of this was just a release from what I did to my life. Besides all the problems, like the legal issues.
Sure.
I made myself feel like shit for no reason. And so I wanted to release from all the hard things I had to do and how pointlessly hard I made my life.
Did you feel a release?
No.
Joshua would be found guilty and receive life in prison for his charges. Joshua craved affection from his parents his entire life. He wanted to feel like he belonged. He wanted to feel loved. Perhaps he accepted that his mother was incapable of affection, at least until his sister was born. He would watch as she received the love and affection he always wanted. Do you think that if his mother would have nurtured him from the beginning, that she would still be alive? Or is Joshua just a monster, and if it wasn't his mother, it would be someone else? I would love to hear your thoughts, so please share them in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss.
Yeah, I truly believe that if his mother would have raised him, I think, me personally, I think he would have still did the same thing. It seemed like he has social issues. He has social problems. He already admitted that he was going to therapy. I don't think his mother not raising him from an infant had everything to do with it. Would I say that it was a part of it? Yes, but I don't think it had everything to do with it. It just seems like he's socially awkward. And when he started to grow up and started to have to, do things for himself, be a little bit more, mature. And he started seeing that his little sister was getting doubted on, but she was younger. He felt the kind of way. But that's not no excuse. You shouldn't have unalived your mom. You even now, you unalived your mom. You was potentially about to unalive your stepfather, and you don't even feel better. You don't feel good. that type of attention did you get? Was it really worth it? It wasn't. And he know it wasn't. So that's why he literally admitted to it. I just think that he just wanted to go to jail, really, or get the death sentence. That's what he was really aiming for. But that's a sad, sad case to do that to your mom. And then you didn't even think about your little sister that you said you had a great relationship with, and she didn't do nothing to you. Now, hindsight, you like, I took my mom away from my little sister. Now she doesn't have a mother to grow up with, So was it really fair? Was it all worth it? It wasn't. Hey, Flora, thank you for stopping by. Thank you. I appreciate it. Let's see. Omar said, well, go ahead and ask a question, Omar. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Roxy said he did Hi's mom run. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. All right. So the next case that I got for you, lovely people, is when a Facebook gangster, he realizes that he was caught on camera, and he's going to be doing the most in interrogation, making it seem like he didn't do anything wrong. So this is the interrogation of Anthony Brown and Kenneth Preston. Okay. And we're going to look into this. Make sure while you're coming in, please hit the like button. Hi, Skip. How you doing? I don't look like Lauryn Hill. I don't know what y'all talking about, but thank y'all so much. I appreciate it. That's a nice compliment. I think that she's a beautiful woman. Yes, Roxy, he did take his mom's life. Yes, he did. I'm sorry about that, Mario. I'm sorry about that. All right, let's go on. All right, let's see. Omar said, do you understand the word or thing called influence? Yeah, we know what influence is. I do understand that word. All right, let's go on.
This is 29-year-old Kenneth Preston, and this is 21-year-old Anthony Brown. Both men have been brought in for interrogation regarding a homicide that took place in March of 2021. The detectives decide to start with Kenneth. While he's waiting, Kenneth uses his phone to call his wife.
That's what they do, though. They gonna try to drag a nigga out in this bitch.
Thank you, dear. I appreciate you.
I can't answer no questions, and I don't know no answer to it. I ain't done that. So, I don't know. But they need to tighten the up, because I want my lawyer and everything else. So, they need to hurry the up and do what they gonna do. Hell no. I'll tell they ask you my wife, and then you trying to find out what you trying to goddamn see when the I'm coming home, because I don't know shit. I ain't did shit. And I'm not answering shit. And I'm not answering shit with or without a lawyer. So I don't know nothing. I can't answer no questions you ain't got. I don't got the answer to. Cause I'm a married man. I don't indulge in this shit no more. I don't get out like this. I don't do this type of shit. I'm a married family man. I don't do nothing but go to work and go fishing. That's all I do. So they need to, and play with the fire pit. So I don't know how long they're gonna try to drag me back here. I guess they feel like they're gonna try to break it or something. I don't know, but I can't. I don't know shit. I ain't did nothing. I don't know nothing. I can't answer questions on them. But they gonna try to drag me. They gonna probably gonna try to keep me back here for some hours.
Yeah, it's funny how when they get in situations like that and they're able to get the phone call, now all of a sudden is, I don't do anything. I don't know what's going on. I'm just a married man. I just go to work, go home. And it's all this, I have this very simple life. But then when you actually start to do the research, you be out there doing the most. You're not here for no reason. It's just kind of funny when they start leading with that. And they make sure that it's recorded in the interrogation office, just so they can hear you say, I'm innocent, I'm innocent, I'm innocent. It's just crazy. All right, let's go on. Wait, hold on, let's see. Omar Plummer says, okay, fair enough. but how do you or us understand the word? Okay, Omar, like you're gonna have to help me understand your sentence because it's not adding up correctly. Okay, just help me out a little bit. All right. Sean P, it says, cool. I hope it's blah. I don't know what that is. Never see the okay. All right. Omni said, lawyer. Yes, exactly. That's what I agree. Like, first thing first, stop talking. If just go get a lawyer first, right? Seriously, just stop talking, go get a lawyer.
Wow. But I don't care. Let them listen. I don't give a what they listen to. I ain't did shit. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. I ain't did nothing.
Aren't they
I'm just ready to go home and get barbecue or cook pizza or whatever I'm gonna do. Well, hell, I don't shit. I'm not no killer. I don't know nothing about no mother murder. I'm a family man. I don't get out with that type of stuff.
The victim of the homicide was standing outside of his home when two masked men attempted to rob him. When he resisted, one of the two men shot and killed him. The police have surveillance footage of the homicide. They also have footage of the two men in a vehicle at a gas station, getting ready for the robbery.
You will still have the right to stop answering questions at any time. You understand all that?
Yeah, I ain't answering no questions, but I want to know what's going on, though.
Okay, you don't want to answer any of my questions, but you want me to fill you in on
You ain't got to, because I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. So, I really don't care if you fill me in on anything or what.
Kenneth, this don't have anything to do with the case. Are you on federal probation right now?
I am.
For how long?
I got about another year left.
Okay. Who's that with, Donna?
Yep, I got to call her as soon as I leave here. You ain't got to explain that. If you're gonna try to arrest me and charge me with something, go and book me, because I ain't did nothing. I don't got nothing to do with nothing. And so, we can cut this short right now.
You don't want to see the video?
I don't care about the video. What you got me at a store?
Mm-hmm.
What they got
you at a store? Got you putting on gloves?
Coronavirus. I can't wear gloves in. Can't wear gloves in the store.
Mask, a hoodie, playing with a gun.
Playing with a gun.
Mm-hmm.
You see me with a gun. I don't own a gun.
Most definitely welcome.
Yeah, but your
Omar,
passenger
even if
6
it
inches
is not
away
in
had
agreement
one.
with mine.
You know what the rules are. You
As
can't
long
have
as
any.
it's
I don't know nothing about no gun.
No problem.
Well, you want to see it?
Because I'm going to show it to Donna. You might
Ray
as well
Charles
see
see
it.
it.
I don't know nothing about no gun.
And you know them ski masks y'all are wearing, they don't help with coronavirus, right?
What's ski man?
Why is he talking? Like, my whole thing is, if you told them that you're not answering any questions that you don't know or anything, then why are you speaking to them? As soon as they came back into the room, you should have said, this questioning is over. I want to speak to my lawyer. I'm going to go get my lawyer. That's it. But you're going back and forth with them. You're being irritated, but you're not helping yourself. You're not helping yourself in this situation. If you're going to be quiet because you don't know what they're talking about, or you want to speak to a lawyer first before you speak about anything, do that. But this back and forth and catching attitude and thinking that you're smarter than the detective, that's not going to help you. You're looking very defensive for somebody who really didn't even do anything wrong. Let's go on.
I don't wear no ski
What
masks.
y'all put on?
I don't wear no ski masks, sir. I don't play with firearms. That's what I went to prison for. I don't play with firearms. I don't be around
yes, I
no
like
firearms.
those two experience, yes.
Let it violate me. One thing about it, I don't got nothing to do with no killing nobody. I ain't no killer.
Who said anything about killing anybody?
You did. You sent me here for a homicide investigation.
I said this is a homicide investigation.
Exactly.
I want to talk to you about.
Exactly.
But we know you didn't pull the trigger.
All right, so Omar Plummer said, based on my survey on the word influence and the power that it comes with it, I truly believe that none of us directly or truly know it the way we can understand and able to get these issues solved. Well, I understand what you mean about that, because we cannot understand the levels of influence that people endure. They are the only ones that can give their perspective of how they're influenced, right? Everything that we do is speculation, right? And assuming. So I will agree to that part, but we do the best that we can with the information that we get, our own experience, and we add that together to try to make things, seem more factual as this is what happened, right? So I'll agree with you on that. When it comes down to influence, will we necessarily know how deep it goes, the depth of influence? We won't, but we try. Good opinion, Omar. Thank you for that. Let's see. Experience says all they learn from movies is childish jokes and moves. How many times we've seen in movies suspects invoking their right to be silent and still people think, yes. Let's go on.
Hey, shit, I wasn't nowhere near around nothing when whatever y'all trying to say happened. I ain't got nothing to do with nothing. I'm trying to get y'all, man. I'm a married family man. So I don't condone no bullshit.
Well, man,
I might go downtown to the club, have some drinks, something other than that. That's it. I don't be with no damn bullshit. I want my lawyer, man. That's all I'm saying. I want my lawyer.
We've shown enough.
I want my lawyer. Am I under arrest?
Yes.
I am? Yep. For what?
Phone.
What am I under arrest for?
Possession of a firearm by convicted felon.
Can I call my wife and let her know?
We'll dial it for you.
Yeah, call her for me real quick. Possession of a firearm, but I'm not in possession of none though. So
you're constructive possession.
Well, let's go then. Come on.
No, sit down.
Come on, let's go. No, I'm ready to go.
No,
sit down. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go. Hey, I ain't coming home. They trying to charge me with constructive possession of a firearm because they said somebody was in my car with a gun, which I had no clue of. And if they was, I would have told their ass get the fuck out my car. So, I'm not coming home, baby. I love you to death. Let's ride. We're gonna ride this shit out together again. Why you not coming home? Because I guess they mad because they feel like I know something when I don't, and they whatever. So they're trying to put me on a pistol that this was in my car that I ain't touched or nothing. So I told them, I said, let's ride, let's go. So I'm going to Santa Rosa. I love you to death, baby. You my world, you my everything. I'll be home soon. No, I'm dead serious, man. I ain't playing.
But you ain't do nothing.
I know I ain't did shit, but because that's the reason why they booked me on constructive possession. Cause I ain't did nothing, so they gonna get me on whatever they can get me for. It is what it is, baby. I told them folks to let's ride, let's go.
Tell you a caller from the jail.
I love you to death, baby. I can't when I get to Santa Rosa.
Before transporting Kenneth across the street to the local jail, the detectives have to file the paperwork for his arrest. While they're doing that, Kenneth starts to get very angry.
I knew y'all were gonna try that ass shit. I knew it. I knew y'all was gonna try with that ass shit. That's why y'all told me to get in the con with y'all. Y'all think I'm stupid. I ain't stupid. This ain't my first rodeo. Y'all mad because I don't know nothing about something y'all want me to know about. Y'all want me to know about something I don't know nothing about. I don't know goddamn about nothing, about no gun or nothing. Shit, if anything, I told that mother get out my goddamn car. So let's go. Let's ride. Get me up out this mother room. Take me to Scamby County, bitch. Get me from out of here. Y'all wanna play? I'm gonna play with y'all. Get me from out of here. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's go. Let's ride. Get me out of here. Let's go. Back that mother van up, bitch. Back that mother van up. Back that mother van up. I don't know nothing about no pistol, no nothing. So let's ride. Get me out of here. Get me to the county, bitch. Get me to the county. I ain't got all mother day. Let's ride. Get me out of here. Take me to the county jail. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's go. Get me up out of here. Get me across the street. Let's go. Let's ride. Let's ride. Let's go. Get me across that street. Get me across that street. Get me across that street. Let's go. Let's ride. Get me across the street. Get me across the goddamn street. Come on, get me across the street.
Calm down.
No, man, they're trying to put me on a gun. I ain't know about a gun, man.
Okay, well, calm down.
Fuck no.
No, it's not fair.
No, man, get me across the street, man. Can I give my wife a hug and kiss? I'll calm down. I'm a Let's run it. No, man, f all that, man. Hell no.
Dude, we're gonna put these on you because you can't act right, man. You're grown.
Put them on me. I'm still a buck.
I mean,
no, y'all dead ass wrong trying to put a gun on some shit. I don't know about no gun. When I see the gun, I told that mother got my car. I said, where you going? I dropped them off.
That ain't what happened. We got the damn video. Settle down.
Man, you don't know what happened.
I do know what happened. You gotta eat it, so calm down.
Man, I don't give a fuck what you know what happened. You don't know what happened.
You're grown, man.
Man, get me across the street, man.
We got to do our paperwork first.
Man, I want to hug and kiss my wife, man. Let me hug and kiss.
That's right, and you can.
Let me hug and kiss my wife, and I'll calm down. Let me hug and kiss my wife, and I'll calm down, man.
Because if I do that, I'm going to take it as your word. If not...
What am I being charged with?
I already told you.
Do I have bond?
You probably will.
Yeah. No, probably not, because they're going to violate your Fed shit, so you ain't going to get no bond.
That doesn't mean it's going to go through before I get my bond, though.
We've already talked to them.
She already knows about it.
I'm trying to figure out how you going to book me on a pistol.
Just, see your car, bro.
Man, I didn't know that.
You can see it on the big screen.
I'm saying, I didn't know that.
He's sitting next to him, and he pulls the magazine out. He's over there checking it, locking it. Pulls
but how do you know?
Mask down.
But how do you know? I didn't say I don't want nothing to do with whatever you got on.
Let's all laugh together. We got the whole goddamn video.
I got to take you somewhere.
Yeah, but
no, you just said you'd kick him out of the car.
No, I said
that's what you just said.
No, don't take my words up because I said, how do you know? I didn't tell him to get out my car.
Did he get out your car?
I don't know what he did. So he got to go somewhere.
I know, but y'all better.
Man, let's ride, man. I'll calm down. Let me talk to my wife, kiss my wife. I'll see him and say a word.
I'm gonna do that. And if you don't,
man, you got my word, man. Promise. You got my word. Let me hug and kiss my wife, and you got my word, man.
It's gonna be real quick.
Calm down.
I'm calm. I told him I'd calm down and let me hug and kiss you, baby.
Okay, but you're warm, you're hot, you're sweaty, and you smell like work still.
You ride with me again? You ride with me again?
But give me a kiss so I can see what's going on.
Are you riding with me again? Or you gonna go? Because if you're gonna go now.
Kenneth, get off my hand. Stop. Sit down. Calm down.
Give me another kiss.
Okay, calm down.
All right.
Calm down.
Can I have some drink? I get some water or something? I told I'm gonna calm down, I just get me across the street as soon as you can. I want to get my cell and then I go to sleep.
They are, man. They're interfacing.
Because of his probation hold, the police knew Kenneth wouldn't be going anywhere while they investigated the case further. The following day, the detectives turned their attention towards Anthony Brown. They believe Anthony was the shooter based on the video footage, so now they just need to get him to confess.
Alright. That's my phone he has in the back of his car.
I got you. Where are you working at?
Right now, I'm not working nowhere.
Okay.
Right now, I'm a full-time artist.
Okay. Like tattoo artist or what? I see you got
rap artist.
Rap artist? I got you. Your leg broken?
No, my right ankle's fractured, and my left ankle, they declared it like severely sprung and half fractured.
What about your arm?
It's like a sprain, but they say it's fractured, but it doesn't hurt as bad as those.
The legs are what hurts the worst?
Yeah.
Hey, Joshua.
Like when I have them down for too long, it's like they go to throbbing and swelling up, and my brother tried to help me walk on it sometimes. Like he'll bring the crutches to me close,
you gonna hold me
and
down
then he'll
again?
pick me up off the ground and put my arms on the crutches to try to have me stand. Don't work out.
Don't work out. All right, man. When did the accident happen?
Last Friday night, Saturday morning.
Anthony is wearing several casts because the day after the murder took place, he was involved in a car accident.
And you just, we haven't really been looking for you too terribly hard because we know you ain't going far because we know about the accident.
Yes, sir.
But we have been looking for you. I was going to put you on the news tomorrow to try and track you down.
Whoa.
Okay. So with all that being said,
hey, Flower, not yet.
Talking to Kenneth, talking to Stewie, and you being here, and the fact that I've got video.
Hi, Naima.
2 different places.
This gentleman right here.
Okay. Including the scene of the crime. Okay.
What crime?
Here, let me just go ahead and play it for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Keep keep in mind, I've already got their stories. They're already sitting across the street. Basically, the only question at this time is whether it's a hate crime that's going to go federal or whether it was just an accident and it's going to stay state.
The detective shows Anthony the footage of the two men at the gas station. He then explains that the murder could be labeled a hate crime because he knows Anthony is part of a gang, and the robbery gone wrong could actually be a gang-initiated assassination.
Where Stewie is telling him he's got this gay guy.
I still don't see where y'all
that
see
thinks he's a G
at, but I appreciate it.
That needs to be hit, and he's got a lot of money. Okay? So, once you throw the whole gay guy situation into it, you know, I've got, some of these people saying that the incident was to go over there and rough him up because he's gay and pretending to be a G. I got others saying that it was just supposed to be a rip and the guy fought back. Okay? So, like I said, it's
that gang stuff, I don't know about. They had me when I was younger. They put me in the system as a gang, but every time I came to I tell them I'm not in no gang.
I've worked before coming to homicide. I worked in the gang unit for 4 years. Okay, Tony. I kept up with you some of that time. Okay, followed your Facebook, screenshots, stuff you were posting, all that. I know that what you claim. Okay, I have it documented. I've been doing this a long time. And not just in homicide, okay? So, right here you put on this ski mask, okay? Beanie on top of your head.
It's a beanie.
Yeah, well, it's a ski mask. It's got the holes in it. I'll show it to you better here in a minute. You pull it down twice to check the alignment over your eyes and nose and everything. Like I said, at this point, it's pretty much wrapped up. It's just a matter of if it's a federal hate crime or whether it's just an accidental, incident that's going to stay in the state system. This is the rest of your life, Tony.
Shout out to the UK. Thank you for
the rest of your life, right here, playing before you. Okay. What you say now dictates how that goes.
This is crazy.
Okay.
Nice to see you too.
I think it was just a damn accident. I'll be 110% honest with you. Y'all didn't go there to kill that man, okay? Stewie told y'all he had a lot of money. Y'all went there to rip him. He fought back. During the struggle, whatever, gun goes off, okay? I know that. Like I said, I've already talked to people. I got video here. I got video at the house, man, okay? I got Kenneth's car driving by in the background. And I'll show you that video also. I ain't hiding nothing from you. I got you on the front porch with your gun. Same gun I see in this video when you're sitting in the passenger seat, when you're loading it.
No, ma'am.
Put it on your hoodie.
Restream.
The Real Tree hoodie.
Restream.
Same one that's on video over there at the house. You kick the brick. The guy comes around the corner to check. Okay. Just so you know, I'm not bullshitting you. I mean, you were there. I see it on video, but you were there. We can't really argue this. Federal probation, the federal judge isn't even arguing it. He's already signed the order on Kenneth. I'm sure you've seen on Jailview, he's got a United States Marshal's hold on him. So,
I ain't even checked Jailview.
Okay, well, Kenneth is in jail with a U.S. Marshal's hold on him. I got the gun on the doorbell video. I got the gun on your Facebook.
On my Facebook?
You got pictures of it on your Facebook. The silver over black Smith & Wesson SDV9.
On my Facebook. I don't remember posting no gun on Facebook.
It's on there. On your Facebook. I think it's on your videos. We've already got it preserved, so we got a search warrant in on it.
That's crazy.
Anthony displayed pictures all over his Facebook page where he was either holding a gun, flashing gang signs, or both. Anthony realizes that they have more than enough evidence against him, and he could potentially face a life sentence for a hate crime. He decides his best option is to tell some of the truth.
So, it's been a long time since they've tried
I implore you, please stop doing that goofy stuff. Please stop showing your weapons and stuff like that on Facebook Live and things on your IG and stuff like that. Please stop doing that. You're getting yourself caught up like crazy. I just don't understand why are you doing stuff like that. And then now the same weapon that was used in this murder is the same one that you was going all crazy and acting a fool on Facebook for.
Hate crime where a guy was killed because he was gay. So that will probably make national news.
Nah, see, I didn't know that part about nobody being gay.
Okay.
And it wasn't supposed to be a robbery. We were supposed to scare him because suppose like I said, I didn't know the guy Stewie. I didn't even know his name. That was my first time meeting him. He said that the guy got him kicked out of his apartment. He was like, he just wanted to scare him. So that was the whole point of me scaring him. But I heard, like, I remember saying it was it's a Wednesday night.
Thursday morning, yeah.
But from the club Pelican, it was drinking drown, so I was kind of drunk. But I remember the guy saying Roger grabbed the gun, and
you got scared.
No, he ran at me and grabbed me. But I was trying to back. I was trying to back up and run after that because I had dropped the book bag in the grass, and because I'm not trying to shoot nobody. I'm not trying to.
And that's why I told you, man. I don't think y'all were trying to. Y'all were trying to kill nobody.
It wasn't supposed to be no robbery. Wasn't nobody supposed to get shot and killed. It wasn't. I didn't know nobody about nobody being gay. That's why it wasn't supposed to be none of that.
Right.
But when he ran at me, because the guy, because his exact words was, Roger, go get your gun. I don't know which one was Roger. I don't know none of that.
Roger was his boyfriend, but yeah.
See, I didn't know.
And I'm not saying you did.
But when he was running at me, he had his hand in his pocket. I don't know if he's trying to pull out a knife or what.
The guy that got shot or the other guy?
I guess the one who got shot.
Okay.
Because when he ran at me, he grabbed my hand like this. I'm backing up trying to run. Like, if it's a camera showing me backing up, or I don't know if it does or not.
It does. It cuts off right before that. So that's why I've still got some of these questions for it. I'll show you the video, man.
Yeah, because I'm trying to back up and run because I'm like, okay, this is not supposed to be like this. And none of that.
And see, that's where it ends right there is when you're ordering them to the ground.
I wish the video was actually longer so you could see like him actually run out at me and grab the gun. I'm trying to pull back. My finger wasn't on the trigger. He's trying to like snatch it all the way out my hand. So I'm still trying to just back up and run because the gun don't belong to me. It don't belong to Tigger.
Okay.
It don't belong to either one of us because, like I said, I'm on probation. He's on probation. So it was supposed to be okay. Just scare him a little bit and be gone. But when he tried to grab the gun and pull it away from me, and the other dude, when I was wrestling with him, I don't know what the other dude was. I don't know if he was stuck standing there or was he trying to run the house and actually grab a gun. Because like I said, when he was running that before he grabbed the gun, he went in his pocket. Okay. I don't know if he was putting out a gun, a knife, or anything, or what. But I'm just trying to run because I didn't drop the book bag and everything. Because it wasn't supposed to be nothing like that.
Right. So y'all just went there to scare him?
Yeah, it was supposed to be a scare because we both looking like, bro, we not trying to go to prison, brother.
Right.
You feel me? Like, so when it happened, like when the gun went off, when I'm running, I'm checking myself because I don't know if I'm hit, I don't know who got hit, or nobody hit at all. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Every time I hear gunshots, I run.
Damn right.
No matter who it's from. I could just hear somebody shoot a gun and I'm going to run because I'm shell shocked. I watched my cousin get killed in front of my eyes when I was 10 years old.
Who's that?
Prentice.
Who?
Mitchell.
Oh.
He got killed in the Moors. He got shot in front of my eye. Ever since then, I'm shell shocked. So any loud gun, firecrackers. I hate 4th of July now. Because somebody pop a firecracker just out of nowhere and me not knowing it, I'm going to jump and get scared and run.
Right.
Because I'm shell shocked.
Right.
And that's like we were saying, but I'm not trying to go to prison.
Right.
I know I don't have no kids, but my mama like blood. I'm the only child she got. That's why right now I'm scared. Because I ain't trying to go to jail.
Right.
And then especially in this condition, I can't even walk.
Right.
Bruh, I'm sorry, you're going to jail, sir. You're going to jail. And the reason why you're singing like a canary now is because you know that you can go to jail for a very, very long time. So you're trying to make sure that you get the lighter sentence, but you're going to jail. You really want the detective to believe that you wasn't trying to rob someone when in fact the victims were actually robbed. You want the detective to believe that you were just going over there to scare him with weapons, a gun that was fully loaded. Right. Yes. Okay. Sure. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. It was just a scare tactic. Yes. We just wanted to scare him. We wasn't trying to hurt nobody. We wasn't trying to rob nobody. I wasn't on Facebook talking greasy stuff and saying, hey, I'm about to commit this crime against this said individual when I see him and when I roll up. That's the video that they're talking about on his Facebook Live. He was already talking about hurting somebody with that weapon. And then now that person is no longer here. Sir, please just stop it. just stop it right now. I didn't want to hurt nobody. And now I'm my mama Oni's son. I can't be going to jail. I gotta take care of my mom. You ain't taking care of nobody, sir. Shut up. You should have thought about that in the beginning. Let's go on.
So just real quick, now that we've, kind of got it all off our chest, you feel better now that you got it all off your chest?
No, well, I feel good knowing that what happened, and I'm able to tell you what was supposed to go on because the video stopped, so it doesn't show.
Right. It doesn't show the fight. His boyfriend Roger, all he said is they fought over the book bag and the gun went off. So, it's good to know that he tried to grab the gun. Knowing the whole story helps everybody involved.
Yeah.
Because me and you can be at the same exact place at the same exact time and see the same exact thing, and we're both going to tell the story differently. And you're telling me y'all didn't go there to rob him. Y'all just went there to scare him because that's what Stewie wanted y'all to do, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but like I said, I never knew anything about the dude supposed to be a G or supposed to be gay.
The guy's claiming gangster disciples and all that. That's what Stewie said. Stewie said that y'all went there because he said two different things. Obviously, he saw the text message he sent to Kenneth, but he told me, he said, y'all are going to go there to like rough him up because he's claiming gangster disciples and he's gay.
Nah.
And Kenneth told Stewie to do it, and Stewie said, nah, I'm not doing that. And y'all said, okay, we'll handle it.
No, hell no.
Look at his position, guys. Look at him. Before he was leaning a little bit forward. Now he's leaning back. Now, even though he has a cast on his right arm, he's now crossing his arm over his chest. Now he's trying to be standoffish now. He realized that the detective knows more to the story and the reason why they went over there, because this guy was claiming to be a part of this gang and they considered this guy to be a part of the LGBT community. So they wanted to, they wanted to roll up on him or something like that. And now he's like, oh man, I'm caught. He's like, oh man, they really know. And they got all that from his Facebook. All that information from his Facebook. What a idiot. Let's go.
So, and then he said that he gave Kenneth the information to go there and rob the guy because the guy had robbed him. The gay guy, the victim, had robbed Stewie of $2,000.
Yeah, I seen the text, some 30,000. I'm like, 30,000. Just looking at you, I know you don't have 30,000.
You ain't got 300.
Hey, Ariel, dear.
All right, buddy. Let me go.
I'm just scared right now.
So, well, don't be scared. Like I said, man, we can, explain this as an accident. That it wasn't supposed to, go that way. It wasn't supposed to happen that way.
So basically, I'm going to jail today?
Yeah, you're going to be going to jail today. Okay. And I don't imagine you're going to run off, are you? With your legs, since I had to wheel you up here in that chair, you ain't going to run off, huh? No. All right, I'm not going to put that wrist cuff on you, okay?
Just know crazy, man.
Huh?
This is crazy.
I know, but like I said, I got to be able to explain this to all those guys about, what happened.
Thank you, Ariel, for becoming a member, darling.
Just hang tight with me. Let me make some phone calls. And
before taking Anthony to jail, they allow him to call his mother and tell her what had happened.
Mom, I'm going to jail.
For what?
A murder.
What the hell?
don't know the dude.
Do they got evidence that it's you? Or they just assuming it's you because you got a record?
Nah.
You want to go ahead and tell her, Anthony?
They got it.
They got what?
It wasn't no intentional murder. I mean, but they got evidence.
What evidence? What the hell is going on? No.
Here, if you just sit here, let me walk her. Let me talk to her real quick. Hey, ma'am. Hold on. Anthony and Kenneth Preston went over to Garfield Drive the morning of March 4th to scare a guy. During the incident, the guy struggled with Anthony over the firearm, and the firearm went off, killing the guy. So Anthony came in here. He was honest. He was, remorseful. It's a tragic, tragic situation, and
Thank you, Warren. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it.
You want to talk to him real quick before we take him across the street, ma'am? Tell your mama you love her, Anthony.
I love you, Mom. Mom. I love you.
That's the only one I'm feeling sad for, the mama.
What's your mama's name?
Leanne.
Hey, Leanne, this is Investigator Timo again. I'll give you a call in a little while and, give you more details, okay? All right, ma'am. Bye. All right, I'm going to spin you around so your feet don't drag.
In the end, Anthony would be convicted of second-degree murder, and he received 25 years in prison. His accomplice, Kenneth, received 20 years for his part in the crime. What are your thoughts on this case? Should they have received more or less time? Please share your thoughts in the comments below.
So in this situation, and shout out to Miss Jalen with the 1 month member message. I appreciate you. Let's see. Dwight Preston said he feels bad for him. I don't. But I understand if you feel bad for him. I feel bad for his mother. That's who I feel bad for. Because of the simple fact is that he had no business, him and his friend had no business doing a quote unquote prank and going to scare somebody, and then all of a sudden it ends up being a shootout where you actually took this person's life. You left too much evidence on Facebook to let them know what your intentions were. Even the actual murder weapon was shown there. You was foolish. You should have been thinking about your mother and thinking about your life before doing that. And now you're acting like, oh my God, like, I can't believe I'm going to jail. Like, sir, you shot and unalived someone. You purposely went over there and then you ended up robbing that person. What else did you think that you were supposed to get? That's just like the foolish thing to me. The other guy, I knew he was going to get less time. And going off of what Sel was saying in the chat, is we know that we allow people to come in our cars, family members, friends, significant others, you name it. And we know we don't pat people down when they come in our car to know whether what they have, like any form of weapon, a knife or gun. But the simple fact is that anything that does happen, an incident like that, where it's murder, kidnapping, whatever, if that's happening in your vehicle, you're going to have some responsibility for it, right? And especially for the simple fact is that was your vehicle. You brung that gentleman who actually did the shooting to the area where the incident happened. And even when y'all got out of Dodge, you didn't go to the police. You didn't initially go to the police like, hey, listen, I was just driving. I didn't know what was happening. I didn't know what was going on, but I know I drew this person here. You didn't go to clear yourself. So it makes the police believe that you had something to do with it, that you knew more about what you was letting on. And I'm talking about the one who was having a whole titty fit in the beginning, acting like a little toddler, banging on the chair and stuff like that. He wanted to make himself seem like he was so innocent because he didn't actually shoot the gun, but you weren't innocent. You was literally the driver. You was literally the driver, and you was also the getaway car. And that's what you got charged with. So you didn't get as much as the person who actually pulled the trigger, but you knew what the intent was to go over there, and you didn't go to the police and try to clear your name that I didn't know what was going on. I know that he asked me for a ride. I gave him a ride. I dropped him off, and you didn't go to clear yourself. So that's what happened. It's just unfortunate now that the mom, her young son, because he seems quite young to me, her young son has to spend 25 years of his life in jail, right? And she seems so heartbroken. And it's sad because y'all both ruined your life for no reason. Absolutely no reason. I mean, I don't understand. It should have been considered premeditated. It should have, but it didn't seem like they gave him premeditated because he did seem somewhat remorseful when he actually started singing like a canary, and that he intentionally, maybe they believed him, that he intentionally did not think that he had to actually ever shoot the gun. He just thought that maybe by scaring him with the gun. But nonetheless, I would have considered that premeditation because you came there with a loaded gun. And you came there to put that in someone's face. So even in that, you was threatening to take that person's life, whether or not if you didn't really think about taking that person's life. It's just terrible all across the board, really. It really is. It's terrible all across the board. Hi, Ben Binding. Good to see you. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you so much. All right. So I have one more case for you guys, and I hope that you are enjoying it. Please hit the like button for me. I truly appreciate it. It helps the channel. You don't understand how much it does help the channel, so I truly appreciate that. All right, so this case is in regards of possibly an ex-wife realizing that she might have got away with murder or she didn't. It's about Wendy Adelson, okay? And we're going to review this. And this happened, I think, back in 2012. This happened back in 2012. So let's go on.
Hi, Mom. How's it going? Mom, I need you to sit down. I am fine. The boys are fine.
I'm driving. Before I get to the bump, I'm looking to my rearview mirror and I ask, Garcia, man, what's up with this lady? Why is she looking so much? She's like, oh, that's that lady. That's Wendy.
Danny has been...
What is she doing up here? He's leaving out of town tomorrow. So it's got to get done tomorrow morning before he leaves.
Danny has been shot. And I don't think he's going to make it.
I'm just curious what the fuck this lady's doing up here.
And I'm at the police station, and I'm trying to help them figure out who may have done this.
This is Wendy Adelson, who is being interrogated by the police regarding the violent murder of her ex-husband, Daniel Markel. Wendy tries her best to put on a show, but as the detectives uncover the truth about what happened, they will begin to realize that the burglary gone wrong was actually a perfectly planned hit job. Dan Markel was a successful attorney from Toronto, Canada. Before entering teaching, Markel had a resume that sparkled with prestige. From studying at the University of Jerusalem and getting a law degree from Harvard, to clerking for Judge Michael Daly Hawkins and defending white-collar crimes at a top-notch law firm in Washington, D.C. His academic prowess led him to Florida State University College of Law in 2005, where he became a treasured faculty member, authoring various books on criminal law, and was honored with tenure in 2010. But behind the accolades and legal jargon, Markel was a family man at heart. He met Wendy Adelson on an online dating service called JDate and married her in 2006. The couple had 2 sons, and they resided peacefully in their Trescott Drive residence in Tallahassee, while the two worked full-time at the Now,
Hi, Barry.
around 2009, Dan authored a paper titled Privilege or Punish, Criminal Justice and the Challenge of Family Ties. Now, of course, this is just our perception, but if he made a paper like this, chances are he was having some challenges with family ties. And later, it was found to be true. In 2012, the couple separated, and in 2013, they divorced. You can just imagine how messy the divorce settlement would be, especially when both of them studied law. In September of 2012, before the divorce, Dan returned home after a work trip, only to find his furniture gone, the kids gone, and of course, Wendy gone. They only left behind a small mattress on the floor, on which were the divorce papers. After this stunt, Markel fought for custody, and he later described his own divorce as, and I'm quoting here, Pearl Harbor-style separation and Visigoth-like sacking of the marital home. Now, in the academic community, that is a serious burn. Wendy would later go on to change the children's maiden name from Markel to Adelson, and she even changed her son's name, which was a name of Markel's relatives. In short, she wanted to have nothing to do with Markel.
Thank you so much.
On July 18, 2014, at around 11 a.m., Markel's neighbor, Mr. James Geiger, heard the distinct sound of gunfire from Markel's residence and decided to investigate.
Okay, and tell me exactly what happened.
We heard and looked in, the garage door was up, and I thought the gentleman was backing out, and I went back to my house, but he never backed out, and I came back over, and his driver's side window is shattered, and he's battered and can't answer. He's inside. I don't know if somebody tried to shoot him or if he shot himself or what. I don't know. He didn't send an ambulance in a hurry. An EMT. He's still alive.
Thank you.
He's moving.
What's going on with him?
I don't know. The driver's side window is all bashed in, and he's got blood all over his head. He's not responding to me. I think you need to hurry.
Responding to that call was Sergeant David Sims, who described the scene as a homicide.
When I arrived, I parked on the street, and the neighbor, Mr. Geiger, pointed out the house. I walked up the driveway. The garage door was up. There was a vehicle parked in the driveway running. As I approached the vehicle, I noticed glass on the ground outside the driver's side, and I checked the door locks, and the car was locked, but it was running. There was a person inside the car, kind of slumped over, maybe a little to the right. And as I approached in the picture there, the vehicle door is open, but it was closed and locked when I arrived, and the glass in the driver's door was partially broken out. And there appeared to be a small half circle in that glass as if a projectile had entered or exited through that window. I did notice that in his left hand he had a cell phone, and in his right hand he had like a business card. And he also, there was eyeglasses, half was laying in his lap and the other half was laying on the floor of the car.
Now at that point, Markel was not dead, he was just shot. You remember how the neighbor pleaded in the 911 call that they had to hurry, right? Well, they didn't. According to the Associated Press, the emergency medical response was delayed because a dispatcher erroneously classified the call as less serious than it was. Early the next day, Markel was declared officially dead. When the investigators drew out a list of...
That's messed up, man. That is so messed up. Because of human error, he didn't get the proper care that he needed in time. That's really messed up, man.
Of suspects, they started to dig deep into his personal life and realized that it wasn't a bed of roses. At the time, Wendy only knew that there was a shooting in that apartment from her realtor, who was informed of the shooting. Even so, as a possible suspect, she was interrogated just hours after the incident.
I just listened to my voicemail.
What'd you hear?
Who
was your voicemail?
It's from Lisa Carey, who is my real estate agent, or who
I'm so sorry that happened,
girl. A house. She just said she was driving around town and she heard there was a shooting on Trescott.
Yeah, that's what this is about. I'm sorry you had to hear it that way.
I'm sorry. I didn't know if I should.
It's all right. Just leave it there. Is it still on?
It's right there.
All right. there was a shooting at your home, or your ex-husband's home, at 2116 Trescott. Okay. Your ex-husband, Daniel, all right, has been taken to the hospital. He's not going to survive.
Oh my God.
Okay.
The detective decides to spring the information of his death early on because he needs to build a rapport on her timeline of the day and determine whether any contacts were made during the hours of the murder.
He called me at around 8. He was probably there until around 10.
Okay. Okay. And then you
and then after he left, I kept working on a paper, and I emailed the paper to a librarian at school to work on some of the citations.
Okay.
And I don't think I talked to anyone else, but I was just working for an hour or so from the house. I was gonna take a shower, but I didn't. I ran out of time. I did laundry, and then I left the house around noon.
to go to the liquor store and the stuff for the party.
Yeah.
Other than the fact that she had to submit a paper, she claims that she didn't contact or talk to anyone. But, of course, her statement seems shaky, which is why it's necessary to look at her recent contacts for the facts. At this point, the detective can't access her phone, and anything she shares is on her own will. But as soon as she recollects her own dialed numbers, she gives out a reaction which is just too hard to conceal.
I called, but I think we could see what time I called him. I thought it was more of like, let's see, recent calls. I called him, well, that's him calling in at 9:02. I called him at 11:42.
Did you get that? Let's watch it again.
He left me a message. I called him at 11:42.
That startle reaction as she was going through her contacts can have a lot of reasons, but our hunch is that she saw a contact who would quite possibly be a suspect. And after realizing that this call history can get submitted into evidence, she gave that feared reaction. It wasn't even a crying reaction, as she's not, but deep down, she's worried that this contact would have something to do with Markel's murder.
Okay, you went down which road you said?
I went down Trescott.
Okay.
I saw a police car there, and I just thought it was blocked, so I just turned around and drove to
They told them.
Went up
They told her.
Benton across, went to ABC Liquors, bought the bourbon.
I'm a little confused. You're up on Centerville Road. What's your purpose of driving down Trescott?
It's usually the shortcut to get to Monroe.
To get to Monroe?
I usually take it as a cut through to get to Thomasville or Monroe.
Okay, all right, so
I don't know why I said Monroe. I was thinking Mosaic, Monroe, Thomasville.
Okay, so when you come down into town on Centerville,
I almost always cut through Trescott,
and just drive by your old house?
Well, I do it as a way of like coming to terms with a divorce, but yeah, sometimes I drive there. If I'm too sad, I drive around.
As genuine of a reason this might be, it doesn't sound like something Wendy would do. As someone whose divorce was related to Pearl Harbor, it's questionable what she was coming to terms with. She even got their kids' names changed just to remove the presence of Dan Markel from their life. And here she is talking about coming to terms.
Yeah, that's a little alarming to me too. Like, you literally ransacked your old house and left a mattress for that poor man to sleep on in that house. You changed your children's name so it wouldn't even be affiliated with their father. Those type of things that you do after a divorce, that means that you pretty much hate that person, right? Like, you don't want to even have any form of history of being with that person. So why the day of him, quote unquote, being a robbery or something like that, now all of a sudden you're contacting him, you're going back and forth with him, and you're driving around reminiscing about a marriage that you couldn't wait to get out of? Okay. Let's go on.
In fact, to show you how much she despised him, let's take you a bit further into the interrogation and show you something which will surely have you thinking the same.
So Wednesday night,
that's the last time, I didn't tell you this, but I thought about it in the bathroom. I didn't have an interaction with him, but that's the last time I saw him was Wednesday. I picked up the kids and I was going to take them to Whole Foods.
Okay.
And I saw Danny working on his computer in the window of the Whole Foods, and I took him to BurgerFi instead.
Oh.
Because he and I were, divorced,
Right.
and interactions with him were hard. And it was my one day with the kids, and I thought, well, if we go inside, it's going to be like all of us together, and I wanted time by myself with them. So I took them, but that's the last time I saw him.
She was so desperate to avoid her ex that she switched restaurants. Well, this makes sense to hear, but at the same time, she drives by her old house to come to terms with the divorce? That doesn't make sense. Her reason to swing by the house may be something more sinister than she lets on.
I
agree. And it goes back to what, let's see, this message. NRG said they always return to the scene. And I'm in agreement with you. That's why she went back. She went to go see if everything was copacetic, everything looked like a, accident or a robbery. They have to, see it for themselves, right? That's probably the reason why she went back. Because if you said that the day that you have with your children, you seen him at the spot where you was going to take the children at, and you went and switched to a different restaurant completely, that means that you didn't want to see this man. So like the way that she's talking about reminiscing about the marriage and like having feelings about the old home, like it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense at all. But let's go on.
I have a lot of friends.
I know.
How do you know that?
Well, you had two of them up there for a last-minute lunch date, right?
Last minute?
Well, I mean, you went up there, you're sitting with them, you have friends.
I do. What I meant by it is that Danny didn't treat me very well, and I'm so scared that maybe someone did this. Not because they hate Danny, but because they thought this was good somehow.
Oh, are you saying that you think maybe one of your friends would have done something like this?
Who would do this?
I don't know. That's why you're here, and that's why we're talking.
Lady, you just told on yourself big time with that statement. Somebody did this. It's not like they really don't hate Danny, but somebody did this, and maybe they did it because of me, and we have a lot of friends. Like, lady, you're telling the detective right now that you have an idea that somebody wanted to do this to him, and then when he asks you, you say, well, who would do this to him? Wait a minute, you can't switch it up yet. Did he have enemies or did he not? You're not supposed to know. You're divorced, right? You stay away from him. You see him in a restaurant, you run for cover. You don't try to have any interactions with him, right? Unless it has anything to do with the children. So how do you all of a sudden now know that, oh, somebody could have done this to him, and they might wanted to take something out on him? Like, let's go on. Lady.
Would you ever ask someone to do something like this?
Not in a million years.
Okay. Do you think someone would do this for your benefit without asking you?
No.
What good does it serve?
I made my brother, his name is Charlie, the one I'm really close to, he makes a lot of jokes in bad taste, and it was a joke he made. He bought the TV for me this morning that got broken, and I was talking to him about whether it made sense to pay to fix it or whether I should get a new one, and it was always his joke that, like, he knew Danny treated me badly, and it was always his joke. He said, I looked into hiring a hitman, and it was cheaper to get you this TV, so instead I got you this TV. I mean, he would never. He's my big brother, and he's been taking care of me since I was little, but he would never. And I told that to the repair guy this morning.
Did she just try to throw her brother under the bus? Did y'all hear that? Did she just try to throw her brother under the bus? She said that her brother bought her a TV earlier today, and he made a statement saying, I would have hired a hitman, but I decided to give you a TV instead. I can't believe she just did that. I can't believe she just did that. Oh my God. Oh my God. I can't. Wow. Okay, let's go on. Oh my God, I'm flabbergasted. I really am.
Right. That's okay.
I said, he asked me how much it cost, and I said I didn't know because it was a gift, because my brother said it's cheaper than a hitman. It was my divorce present.
Okay.
Such a horrible thing to say. I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
But even my family, who felt like I had been mistreated, would never do something like this. Never.
This line is the first window into how disturbing this case really is. In other words, she's saying that someone didn't like how their relationship was. So someone ended it not as a revenge motive, but for Adelson's benefit.
She's a whole idiot. She's a whole idiot. She's the one who brung the dynamic of a hitman into this murder case. You're the one who's, okay, so I need to look out for a hitman. Guess what? What do hitmans do? Hitmans take care of problems for people, right? Who would benefit for this man to be unalive? Outside of you, ma'am. You are the one who... I still can't get over the fact that she literally threw her brother under the bus and try to make it seem that her brother would do something for that, do something like that for her, right? Like you just threw your brother under the bus. This is crazy. I can't believe she did that. Wow. And she messed herself up. Like, she's really an idiot. You the one who brung it into the situation. They would probably would have been looking maybe at the neighbors again. They probably would have looked to see if somebody came to his house, but now you're telling them, it's a hitman and somebody would want to do this to him. Who would want to do this to them? I mean, even though my brother said that, I would give you a hitman, instead of a TV, but I guess the TV would have to do. Ha ha ha. Ah. This lady. This lady.
A simpler term for this is that Dan Markel was a target of a so-called murder for hire. Also, the Joker is Wendy's brother, Charlie Adelson, a periodontist from South Florida. And even though he was joking, it seems too good of a coincidence to ignore. He didn't like his brother-in-law, and when the two had called it quits, his hatred only grew. But if he was finally out of their lives, why would he even think about getting a hitman? There must have been something Wendy had which he wanted, and there was, but we'll get to that later because that's the same thing the police did. Instead, they focused on the white Prius which the neighbor spotted and continued with the investigation. After a year, the Tallahassee Police Department called a press conference and showed photographs of the silver pine mica Toyota Prius, asking the public for help in locating the vehicle. The irony is that it took them a year to do this when they should have done it sooner. On the first anniversary of the murder, an independently funded $100,000 award was offered for information, but nothing came up. And when they had struck a dead end, they called in the help from the big boys. Someone who could get in places that the Tallahassee Police Department doesn't have jurisdiction over. They were the FBI.
At the beginning, they had several leads, like interviews, things that they needed to track down that were outside of the city of Tallahassee. That we have agents, all over the country, so we're able to facilitate some of those leads and track down certain aspects of the case. We did obtain multiple pieces of footage, video footage around town, also showing that it appeared a light green Prius was following Mr. Markel wherever he went that morning.
With the FBI's eagle eyes, they were able to trace every step of Dan Markel's car, plus the Prius that was following him throughout the day. At around 9 a.m., Markel's car was seen entering the parking lot of the Premier Gym. And in another angle of the same parking lot, you can see the Prius. Markel worked out in the gym for almost an hour and a half, during which the Prius was just circling in the parking lot. And as Markel exited the parking lot to return home, so did the Prius. The Tallahassee buses have security cameras installed in the interior and exterior for safety and review purposes. Their next step was to match the route they took home against the buses, which were on the same route, which captured the chase quite well. The bus near the Circle K gas station on Thomasville Road picked up Markel's car, and as his car speeds away, we find the Prius still hot on his tail. At one point, the bus was behind the Prius at a traffic signal, but unfortunately, due to the resolution of the video, they were unable to take down a license plate. It was now 10:51 a.m., and the Prius was now in line to turn left on Benton Road because that's the route to Dan Markel's house. There were no buses on the route of Dan Markel's house, so this is the last time we see this chase. Between 10:51 to 10:55 is when the shooting occurred, after which another bus picked up the Prius. From this angle, there are 3 distinct marks to focus on: the dent in the front, the damaged side view mirror, and the SunPass transponder in the front. These transponders are used primarily in South Florida at SunPass toll booths to pay for toll roads. So now, all they had to do was reach out to the Florida Department of Transportation, match the details of the transponder and its time of use, against which they could then have a subscriber to that Prius. Turns out, it was a rental car rented to Luis Rivera. Here you can see his address, driving license number, and telephone number. Notice the number on top, which says brother. That was the number of interest given to the rental company, which belonged to Sigfredo Garcia. The reason why both their names are so important is because that Prius was spotted at a JP Morgan Chase ATM where Luis was making a transaction, and there was a clear snapshot of Luis Rivera and a passenger next to him in the passenger seat. It was Sigfredo Garcia. This was a 2-man job. But initially, the more focused person was Luis Rivera, who was arrested and interrogated on September 30th, 2016. He was caught red-handed. So for him to get any sentence less than life, he had to cooperate and, most importantly, confess. This is why a second interrogation took place on the 4th of October 2016, with the hopes of him telling the truth. The goal of this confession will be not only to find out his intent, but to link him to the Adelsons. We just can't slide by that joke remark by Wendy's brother Charlie, so hopefully in his confession we will find the link that ties them to this murder-for-hire case.
Did you ever meet or know or hear of Daniel Markel before this occurred?
No.
No?
Speak up loud. If I heard about him...
Did you ever hear of him?
No, not at all.
Never heard of him? Never knew anything about him?
No, sir.
No one's ever mentioned that name before?
No, sir, not at all.
What about Wendy Adelson?
Not at all either.
Anybody else by the last name of Adelson?
No, sir.
Okay. When's the first time, if you can recall, when you first understood that you were going to come to Tallahassee? Because my understanding is you've never been to Tallahassee before.
Never been up here.
Okay. What was the circumstances of the first that caused you to come to Tallahassee the very first time?
I thought the first time I was coming up here, I thought we were going to come up here and rob somebody. You know? So when I get in the car, that's when Garcia told me, what are we coming up here for? Coming out here to kill somebody.
So before you got in the car, you had a conversation with Sigfredo Garcia.
In my house.
Tudo.
Yeah.
At your house?
Mm-hmm.
And he says he wants you to go with him to Tallahassee?
Yeah.
To do a drug robbery?
My understanding when he was talking to me, first I thought it was going to be like a robbery.
Just a robbery?
I thought it was going to be a simple robbery. But then I said we kept going on talking about it. That's when he told me, listen, I got to come up here for a job. I'm finna get hired. We're getting hired, but to kill somebody.
You already left, or is that before you?
No, I was still in my house.
Okay.
Then I rented a car. We got in the car, and he told me more about it. Like, you want to come out here? I'm gonna kill this guy. You're gonna get paid this much, $35,000. So I looked at him and asked, it's a little bit of money, but all right, whatever. Let's drive.
I wish they would be quiet.
We're driving. He showed me a picture of Markel. That's the first time I seen a picture of him, and I heard about his name. Because he told me his name. This is the guy we're gonna go see. His name is Markel. I don't need the name. Forget about the name because I'm not gonna remember the fucking name. Just show me the picture. I just seen the picture and I looked at him. Somebody drove up here. Come up here the first night. We went to the hotel.
I hate to interrupt you, but I do. I want to make sure we're talking about the first trip.
The first trip.
And you rented the car?
Okay, so Ariel, I'm not saying it as like me personally. I do believe that, hey, look, talk, right? It makes the detectives and the police jobs easier, right? But just on a standpoint of, let's say, if you are in a situation, please use your Fifth Amendment, especially if you're in the United States. It's there for a reason. Keep quiet, get a lawyer, and go through the procedure, the procedures like that, right? You got to understand, like, they're not here to help you. They're not talking to you to help you. This is not what they're doing. They're talking to you to help themselves. So things that you say could be taken out of context and it can be used against you. So when I'm hearing people just saying these things and they just spilling out their guts and singing like canaries and stuff like that, I just be like, it literally like rats my brain. But on hindsight, on the law enforcement side, yeah, please spill your guts. Go ahead, please do that.
No, the car was not under my name.
Okay. Is it a rental car? Or
It was a rental car.
A rental car. Who rented the car?
It was Garcia. He came with the car.
He came with the car?
Yeah, he came with the car.
Who's your place?
He came, I was in my homegirl's house.
Who's that?
Rochelle. He picked me up and I left. He like, yo, what's up? Boom.
So he called you and said, I'm coming to get you?
He already told me the story. He rented a car and came and picked me up that same day.
Okay.
He's like, yo, I'm on my way. He picked me up, I got in the car, I left, went to my house, changed up, got in the car, and we drove.
Okay.
It was like a Wednesday night, I think Wednesday. It was Wednesday.
You knew that the purpose of him renting the car was to drive to Tallahassee with it?
Yes, sir.
So he'd already told you, I'm going to rent a car, or he shows up and says, I rented a car?
No, he said, I got to rent a car. He ready to rent a car. He said, I'm going to go rent a car, I'll be back later.
So you knew that the story, the first version, is that you're coming up here to rob somebody, he's going to go rent a car.
Yeah.
But it changed to murder before or after he rented the car?
No, before he rented the car. Remember, we was in the house speaking about it.
I just got to be down, I got to get it off.
I didn't want you to get me confused and throw me back and forth.
Exactly, I'm not trying to.
So I'm going to be straight up.
It sounds like Garcia was the man hired for the job, with Rivera tagging along. He even used Rivera's details in the rental information form just to avoid getting traced. But he didn't know that Rivera would rat them out.
And he showed you a picture of Markel. And said y'all were going to go kill him. Now, were you the one that he was intending to go do the murder, or was he, why were you even involved?
Because he told me he trusts me. He said, I trust you, and you're the only one I trust.
But were you the one he was hiring to do the murder? Because I don't understand why you need two people to commit a murder.
They were hiring him.
Okay.
They were hiring him. They were not hiring me. They were hiring him. He said he's going to pay me to go with him because he didn't want to go by himself. Got in the car and he drove. I was on the passenger side. I was running a blunt and we drove. I was drinking the whole night going that way. That's it.
That's very important. He said they were hiring him. So maybe the ex-wife didn't work by herself. Maybe her new boyfriend could be involved. Who knows? Because, he's saying plural, they. They were hiring him. Interesting. But he's singing like a canary. Listen, he wants a deal. He's already locked up. He got a jail uniform on. Anything to lower his sentence, he's going to do it. He don't have no loyalty to these people. Let's go on.
When we got to Tallahassee, that way we need to rent the hotel. I woke up around 7 that morning. I think it was 7 o'clock the next morning. But when we got there by that time, we slept for a little bit. Check-out was at 11. We leave. Went by Markel's house. Went around him. Went straight to his house. I parked by the park like I showed you. I parked there for a little bit to see if he was going to come out. When he came, I seen the car. I'm the one that scoped the car. I'm like, yo, that's that guy right there. I seen a white male in the car. He's like, yeah, that's him. Let's follow him. So we followed him all the way to the school. He dropped the kid off. Boom. I lost him. I guess he was going to the gym in that morning, but
Let's back up a little bit further. You said they gave him $5,000. Tell us about that. What did he say? Where did he get the money from?
Oh, he said he got the money from the lady. He still haven't told me her name yet. He said, I got the money from the lady. Well, his wife gave him the money. So Katie gave him the money. But he told me about the lady. He told me, yo, the lady got the money. She gonna pay us. So, you know, all this driving around and talking to him about the money, I told him, we should just go rob her. That was my intention. Fuck this guy. I don't got nothing against that guy. I don't even know that guy. Especially after he told me about what was it for the 2 kids. Told me because I asked him, why are you gonna go kill this guy? Because the lady wants her 2 kids back. She want full custody of them kids. Because he had all the custody. That was the plan, that was the deal. That's what I went to go kill that man for.
And how did Tuda know all this?
Katie, I guess Katie told him.
So he just provided motive. He just provided motive of why she would do it. Apparently, I guess he was awarded full custody of the kids and she had partial custody, or she had visitation rights, and she wanted the kids. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. Ma'am, like they probably, and you know, it doesn't look like she's like disturbed. She had like a decent job or whatever now, but if people have to understand, most men, if they go to the courts and they go for full custody of their kids, most courts will give men full custody of the kids. Why? Because on average, men make more than women. So if you want the kids to have the better life, they will usually give the kids to the parent who has more income, you know, more income available for the kids. But this lady, yo, this lady is crazy. Let's go on.
From everything. Katie told him everything. Then that.
But you're just guessing that. You don't know that for sure. Do you?
No, that's for sure. For sure, Katie told him everything.
Right. How do you know that? How do you know Katie?
Because he stayed talking to Katie on the phone. Hey, babe, what's going on? Hey, the lady's gonna have, you sure she's gonna have the money on time? Tell her don't play with it, because we'll go show up in our house. Tell her she better have that fucking money. And he always kept telling her that.
Because when you went on this trip, were you with Tuda the whole time? Did y'all separate? Y'all were in the same car? Y'all stay in the same hotel room?
Never separated. Stay in the same hotel, different beds.
You were always with him?
Yeah.
So when he talked to Katie, you could hear him talking to Katie?
Of course.
And you knew it was Katie?
I'm like this, right?
Did you know it was? Did you know it was Katie because of what he was saying, or could you actually hear her voice?
It's Katie. I can hear her voice.
And you had heard it before.
Yeah, I can hear Katie's voice. That's Katie.
Katie's full name is Catherine Magbanua, whose baby daddy is Sigfredo Garcia. Katie was also the intermediary between the actual hirer, and while she didn't tell them the person's name, she did say that she wanted him killed because of a custody dispute between her 2 kids. Remember that time when Wendy left with the kids, leaving Markel with a mattress and divorce papers? Well, turns out they planned to move in with her parents, Harvey and Donna Adelson's home in Coral Springs. Markel protested, and Wendy returned to Leon County with the children until legal agreements could be heard.
Well, I'm sorry that happened for you, but there's actually stats on that. So whether you want to believe me or not, you can go search for yourself. They would give the kids to the father if they petition for them. Let's go on.
Heard. On June 20th, 2013, a Leon County Circuit Judge formally denied Wendy's motion for relocation with the children, and the divorce was resolved without trial by a marital settlement agreement. After that, there were emails from Wendy's parents who wanted her to coerce Markel into allowing the relocation. They openly abused him in the emails to the point that Markel filed a counter motion by asking the court to prohibit Donna from having unsupervised time with her grandchildren and impose limitations to prevent the children from being subjected to disparaging comments about their father. Perhaps this was the reason, after all, preventing Markel from getting in the way of her kids having visits to her side of the family. We've already established that her brother Charlie did not like Markel, so it makes even more sense for them to silence him in such a ruthless way.
He talked to her once, you know, she told him, don't be calling me so much.
She said
just call me when you finish. She thought it was going to happen that same night that we went up there.
First trip.
The first trip. I didn't let that shit happen. I'm like, man, I ain't doing shit. I was still, you know, like, what the fuck? You know, I can't, my mind was like, for some kids, are we going to kill this guy for some fucking kids? Are you serious? Why can't she just get full custody?
Lewis, were you hired by Garcia to do the job?
Yeah, Garcia paid me.
I know, but were you just a ride-along, or were you actually going to be the trigger man? I don't know why he paid you so much money for a ride.
I was just a ride-along. He goes, come with me, and then as we're going, at one point he tells me, you know, you should go in there and kill him. I said, nah.
Lewis, it's if the truth is that you were hired.
I told you. I'm not going to change my story.
Okay.
I told him the story. He asked me, you know what? You should go in there and kill him. You should go in the house. I'm not going. Like, you know.
Why would he want you to go in and kill him? Does he believe you've killed people in the past?
That's what he thinks.
Have you ever killed anybody in the past?
Never in my life, sir.
You know you're under oath.
Yeah, never in my life. I put my hands up. Never in my life I killed nobody.
Okay.
I don't beat people with bats here with sticks and shit like that.
But you had mentioned before that the first trip was the intent that you were going to do the shooting.
Yeah. He thought I was going to do the shooting trip. I wouldn't have enough balls to fucking shoot somebody for some kids, man. So I didn't do it. So the whole
But maybe what about for $30,000?
I still wouldn't. I couldn't do it. I didn't even grab the gun. That's how crazy it is.
But you had the gun the first time. The gun came from you, or
yeah, the gun came from me.
The first trip.
I gave him the gun. He grabbed it. He cleaned it up with alcohol, cleaned it up, and he held it the whole time.
The fact that he was offered $35,000 just to be a ride-along is just crazy, but somehow it makes sense. Rivera had no connection to this entangled family chain. He was just a friend of Magbanua and Garcia. His idea of robbing the lady who had the money leads the detective to believe that he intended to be a ride-along for a robbery, not a murder. Even at the crime scene, Markel's wallet was just lying on the ground and the money was not stolen. The police need to ascertain from his confession whether he was just a ride-along or did he pull the trigger.
It's a 38 Smith & Wesson short.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really believing everything that he's saying now, because if you didn't steal anything, you said that you was riding along to commit a robbery, but instead y'all committed a murder and you got paid $35,000 for it. That's a lot for a robbery. You're right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then you didn't even steal anything. I'm not buying it. So I think that he was more involved than what he's actually telling the detectives. It wasn't, you knew that, I mean, you already said from the beginning that you knew that it was going to turn into a murder and you still rode along with them. So yeah, I mean, that you're not going to get out of that.
Knows. The same gun we came up with, the same gun we came up with the first time. We came up with two guns.
Right.
Came up with two guns?
Yes.
Last time we were talking, I meant to tell you, but he had 20 minutes, and I'm like, I told Chuck, man, I gotta tell him. I don't want to make no mistake. Came up with two guns. There's a blue steel, long nose, Taurus, and a 38.
Who had what?
There was two guns.
You had them both? Who had them?
No, both was in the car stashed. Okay. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep on, you never know what's gonna happen. I really didn't trust Garcia. I don't know if he was gonna fucking kill me. If he was a kid, this guy was gonna kill me. So I was prepared for whatever.
You grew up with this guy. He's not gonna kill you.
Man, you go kill somebody and then you drugged up, man, and then you shoot the fucking car.
Oh well, that's true. He did shoot the car. So all right.
Yeah. Come on.
All right.
Shit.
Well, I forgot about that part. I mean, I don't know. Would he intentionally shoot you?
Maybe he'd be like, I killed this guy. This guy might snitch on me. Boom. Let me kill him too. Let me get him out the way and let me steal all the money.
Now the only thing that I feel like is lacking is the $5,000 that you brought up.
That I gave him? That's what you're talking about?
Did you give somebody $5,000?
Oh, if I gave somebody $5,000, yes.
They gave him.
I when I got paid.
Okay, you.
Okay,
all right. You said $5,000 just a minute ago from Katie.
Coming up.
Oh no, when we're coming up this way, he had money. I said, yo, how much money you got? I think he's like $5,000. Like that, I give you that much money to take a ride? Yeah, let's go. And then he gave me $500. He's like, hold this, just in case I run out. I know he's gonna run out because he's gonna buy everything in cold.
Do you know where the $5,000 came from?
Katie gave it him.
He said that?
Yeah, I'm like, who gave you the money? Like, my wife gave me the money because the other lady gave her the money to give to him. He's like, look, this is just to let you know that I'm real. Like I'm honest about what I'm gonna give you. Like saying, you know, you roll out. Then the next trip is when he had like $2,000, and he gave me $200 out of that shit. Kept it in my pocket. He ran out and I had to use my $200.
If Katie was able to give $5,000 on the first day and $2,000 on the second day, her original pay must have been way bigger than that. Well, turns out, while Garcia and Luis Rivera were getting 4 to 5 digits, Rivera claimed that Katie's payoff was in the 6 figures.
My understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong, is you'd already settled that he was going to give you 30 and then give you an extra 5.
30 and then he was going to give me an extra 5, but he gave me an extra 7. He gave me was 37.
Okay.
37.
But that's before even leaving the very first time.
Yeah, before even the first time.
And I believe, it's your story, but I believe you said before something about you knew that the total amount equaled $100,000 or something.
He definitely is being dumb.
Was that before you took the first trip?
Yeah, before he took the first trip, because he told me I'm gonna give you 30, but then he gave me 30. He gave me 37. He gave me 35 first, and then he gave me extra some money on top of it. So it was 37 in total. Then I asked him, how much you getting? He got like 40 something. So I said, how much Katie is getting? Well, she's getting the rest. I'm like, hold up. I might be illiterate, but motherfucker, I can count money. You know, 37 and 40 something, and the rest. Nah, she getting more than 50. She getting more than 60 something grand in her pocket. So I mean, there was more money because.
Before this, I want to go back to your driving out of Tallahassee, and you said before that he calls Katie.
Mm-hmm. He calls Katie. I think right when we had dumped the gun, and then he called her, and he said, everything is done. Make sure you have my money. I'm on my way. When we get back to the house, he calls, yeah, with my money. She goes, don't worry about it. You have it tomorrow morning.
During this interrogation, Rivera even sees Wendy Adelson and confirms that she was the person for whom this hit was taking place. This encounter happened a day before the actual murder, and according to Rivera, Adelson was in on it and got confirmation that it was going to happen.
I went around the block. I went around the block to the other park behind his house. He said, pull in here real quick. Let me go see if he's home. So we pulled in. He walked over there. He looked, came back. He's like, go around the house. He said he seen something, but he wasn't too sure if it's money. So when I go around the front of the house, that I come back
There's
like
other
this.
things that's included in
So
there.
I'm driving this way. Wendy's walking this way with the 2 kids. So I'm driving. Before I get to the bump, I'm looking to my rearview mirror and I ask Garcia, man, what's up with this lady? Why is she looking so much? She's like, oh, that's that lady.
I think she's getting this money from the divorce.
I'm like, oh no, that's her name. I said, well, so you know, I'm like, okay. I seen the 2 kids. I said, what's she doing up here? What is she doing up here? Oh no, she came to make sure that everything's alright because he's leaving out of town tomorrow. So it's got to get done tomorrow morning before he leaves.
So this all happened before 12 noon?
Yeah, before 12.
On Thursday?
On Thursday.
You drove by, you saw her walking the kids. You asked him, he says, that's Wendy. She's making sure that we're going to do this or whatever.
That she wanted to make sure that we was up there. She thought that we were lying, that he was lying. Because they don't even know I'm in the car until she seen me that day.
Yeah, but your car's got tinted windows. Does she even know what kind of car you guys are in?
That car, it ain't not even tinted. Like, you can see through it. It's like, you can see it. It's tinted, but not dark like people think.
Right, but she wouldn't know you from Adam's house. She wouldn't know you from anybody.
Yeah, she don't know me from anybody. But you can see, you got a little short guy in the car like this. I'm driving like this. And you see Garcia. Garcia's on the passenger side. You know, so she looked and then he looked. Like, you know, that's what caught my attention. Like, what's up with this lady looking at the car? She didn't know she wanted to make sure that we was up here. I guess Katie had told him everything. And then he called Katie. I remember leaving that day when we left. He called Katie. Yo, everything all right with this lady? She's like, yeah, everything's straight. Don't worry about it. Just make sure you get that shit done.
You hear that? Or he tells you that?
No, I can hear her talking on the phone.
So far, We've seen Wendy naming her brother and his joke about killing Markel, and we've heard Rivera talk about Wendy's acknowledgement of the murder for hire through Catherine Magbanua, who hired Sigfredo Garcia and Luis Rivera for the job. That's a lot of names, but the suspect list is still not complete. After this interrogation, detectives arrested Sigfredo Garcia and Catherine Magbanua. Rivera had already pled guilty in 2016 and was sentenced to more than 12.5 years imprisonment at the Coleman Federal Prison in Central Florida. By October of 2019, Magbanua and Garcia's trials took place together, in which Garcia was found guilty of first-degree murder, for which he received a life sentence, and conspiracy, for which he received 30 years. However, the jury was unable to reach a verdict on Magbanua, which means that she remained in jail pending retrial. After several delays, her retrial began on May 16, 2022, in which the jury found her guilty of first-degree murder, for which she was given a life sentence. She was also found guilty of conspiracy to commit murder and solicitation to commit murder, both of which added 60 years to her sentence.
Jesus.
During this time, the ties between the killers and the Adelson family were not ignored. With the FBI's resources, their phones were tapped, and their family was constantly pestered about the Markel shooting. This led to a secret recording called the Dolce Vita recording, which is a restaurant that Kathy went to in order to meet with the Joker, Charlie Adelson, in 2016, just 2 years after the murder.
I agree, none of this is worth it.
So my point is, how do you get people to talk? You throw smoke grenades, and then you get all the cockroaches to run out. There's smoke in the house, smoke in the house. And then everyone's running and everyone's talking, and you throw a smoke grenade, what do you think? Listen, if that's what it was, it's very smart, because that beat my mom. I don't call my dad. My dad's gonna flip out when he finds out. But my mom hasn't told my dad anything.
This recording was from back in April of 2016, so Catherine wasn't a person of interest yet. This recording was intentionally aimed at Charlie Adelson to see if there are any ties to him with the case. And this recording was the proof. The reason for this meeting at the restaurant was that Garcia was arrested, and the two worried that they would be hearing from the cops soon. So this was just done to get their story straight.
Otherwise, you have no idea what to say. Somebody knows.
What's so crazy that they literally had to be following him for a while. So they knew it wasn't just like one person and who did something. They knew that it had to be multiple people, because I'm wondering, how did they get that camera set up in a restaurant, and how did they know that it was in the restaurant to have that conversation? That means that they were literally trailing them for a while, and they had one of their agents, probably in plain clothes, sitting there getting something to eat, and had a one of those small mini hidden cameras. They've been doing this for a while. Watching them, just to make sure that they get everyone, and to confirm that the wife had something to do with this. This is crazy. Yeah. Hi, Shiara. Let's see. A woman took out a hit on her ex-husband, got about like 5 people involved, and we're just reviewing the case as well as reviewing all the evidence that they found because of it. Hi, James. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. Shout out to Ghana. Shout out to Ghana. All right, let's go on.
Well, you can know something, but not any. The problem is this thing. Okay, so this, go tell the cops. They're going to ask you, where's the weapon at? You're going to say, I don't know. Do you know who owns the trigger? Say a name. Okay. Did you witness it? Just say no. If you didn't witness it, you only heard a rumor on the street that this person did something. You know what that's worth? 0. Then what you do is you wear a wire, get this person talking.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Pass on wires, and you have something in your charge. You have a confession. You have an admission. Outside of that, there is no evidence. Okay? If you have a car and you can link this person to renting that car that you did the crime, okay. But you have to prove that they were also driving that day too. They didn't rent it and then lend it to a crime. What if you rented a car today? I go, Katie, can I borrow it for the weekend and I'll bring it back on Tuesday? You go, yeah, sure. So you rented a car. You've been in that car. I drive it to fucking Orlando. I rob a McDonald's in Orlando. I come back and I go, here's the keys, Katie. And you go, okay, thanks. Yeah, you rented it, but... Or what if you were fucking out all weekend and you didn't even know I took your car? I did something and I brought it back. Okay. My point is, I don't have any knowledge of what went on. Evidently, this person's either pretending to or does. I don't want someone paying business.
Not ramen noodles.
Well, listen, you didn't do anything. I didn't do anything. Prove it. Next question. Prove it.
Hi, Terry. Thank you for stopping by. Shout out to London, England.
Why can't you have my phone? Because I got tons of new photos of myself on my phone. You're not looking at big pictures of myself all day Tuesday. Why don't you come back with more? You can look at all the big pictures you want.
I agree.
I'm serious. I don't want that laughing at my TV. The point is, okay, I don't like cops, and you're not getting my dick pictures of myself. That's my answer. Okay? If you think I did something, arrest me, charge me, and that's it. And don't ever contact me, my friends, or my family again, or we will go to the police.
From the murder in 2014 to Macmanua's incarceration in 2022, the Adelsons denied any involvement, as they were supposed to. But in the 2019 trial, Charlie Adelson was named as the person who paid Macmanua $100,000. She denied involvement too, and claimed that the case led her to believe that Adelson was quote-unquote involved in the murders. That's how quiet she got after her payday. But all that changed in 2022 when the police came knocking down the Adelson family's door and arrested Charlie for first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and solicitation to commit murder. At the time, Wendy and Donna were named as co-conspirators. But before they could take Charlie to court and have his expensive lawyers fight the case, the Leon County State Attorney's Office had a trick up his sleeve. He proffered Macmanua for information related to the case, and when she took the stand in 2023 in the trial of Charlie Adelson, she blew the case wide open.
I believe that the truth needed to come out now, so that the family can get some type of closure.
Why didn't the truth need to come out last year, or the year before, or the year before that?
I was trying to defend myself.
She like, the truth need to come out now because I need y'all to take some of those years off my sentences, please. Like, they gave her life in prison and then they added on an extra, what, I think 60 years? She's like, yeah, can you at least take off the 60? Give me parole? Like, please. That's why. She didn't do it because you now feel like, oh, you want to give that man's family closure? Come on now, like, stop it. We know why. We know why you're doing this.
You were trying to get off.
Yes, ma'am.
What was your motivation for becoming a part of this murder plot?
Financially.
Who came up with the idea to kill Dan Markell?
Shout out to Minnesota.
Charlie.
So Sigfredo Garcia didn't come up with the idea?
No, ma'am, he did not.
Luis Rivera didn't come up with the idea?
No, ma'am, he did not.
When did the defendant first bring this idea up to you?
My first recollection was around Halloween of 2013.
Around Halloween or on actual?
On Halloween, yes, ma'am.
All right. What's your recollection of how that came up?
We were at a Halloween party in Lincoln Road, and right before we were about to go, he got in the car with me and he asked me a question.
What was the question?
Do you know anybody that can harm someone?
And did you know anybody that could harm someone?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Who was that?
Sigfredo.
Even the calls with Sigfredo and Adelson were coded, which the investigators cross-examined, and they were able to get a complete translation of what Magbanua was saying in her cryptic calls.
All right. So the first one we have is $65.70. And again, jury hasn't heard these calls yet, but when you were talking to Sigfredo Garcia about $65.70, were you referring to the undercover phone number?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Okay, and then when you're talking to Charlie about an agent, were you talking about, it seems like you're talking about real estate agent, but are you talking about the undercover agent that approached his mother?
Yes, ma'am, I was.
Right, and the CD, was that reference to a recording that the Adelsons made of their contact with the undercover?
A recording of their contact with them?
Yes.
That they were being recorded?
No, that they called the undercover phone
Yes, ma'am.
number and recorded it.
Yes, ma'am.
Did you ever actually hear that recording?
No, ma'am, not until my trial.
Hello? Hola, diga. Hello, diga. Who is this? Who's this?
Someone's been calling my family and trying to figure out who this is.
In reference to what, ma'am?
Someone by the name of Sandy called.
Yeah, that's me, ma'am.
All right, what's going on?
Well, what's going on is my brother Tato. Okay, my brother Tato has not been taken care of.
Good evening, John.
His family's not been taken care of.
I appreciate
I talked
you.
to a dentist. Why are you calling me? Who are you? I gave the number to a lady.
Hi, Lynn Mendoza. Shout out to Massachusetts.
I don't know Tato.
Good to see you.
You don't know Tato? I'm sure you know Katie and Tuto. They've been taken care of since the family problem been taken care of up north.
I don't know.
You don't? Well, this I'm going away, my friend. Because let me tell you something. I was at Broward with Tato, and he told me the whole story. He told me nobody was taking care of him. Nobody was taking care of his family. The family was taking care of Katie and Tuto, and nothing's been taken care of with Tato. So we know what's going on.
I've never met these people, but let me call you back, okay?
That's bullshit, man. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You know this lady. I don't know your relationship with the lady, but we know what the f is going on. This ain't going away. Take care of Tato just like you take care of Katie and Tuto, man.
The client, there's a lot of discussion about this client or this tenant. You need to find out if this is going to be a good tenant or a bad tenant.
Yes, ma'am.
Was the tenant this person, if it really was a blackmailer, this thug that's somehow affiliated with Rivera?
Yes, ma'am.
The paperwork, what was that?
That was the paper that was handed to his mom by the undercover.
On the Dolce restaurant meeting, we see Charlie Adelson pull out a piece of paper. Was
Yes,
that the actual piece of paper that was handed to his mother?
I believe so. I just never saw it. He never showed it to me.
Okay. Did he give you a phone number off of that piece of paper?
He did. That was that phone number that we just can't seem to get right. The 6570.
On top of all this, she named another Adelson who facilitated the operations, particularly the payments to Catherine Magbanua. That person was Donna Adelson, Charlie and Wendy's mother. In the trial, Magbanua released the checks she got after the murder. And after the investigation unveiled her bank statement, they were able to trace every penny that was transferred to her account. The payments were made from the Adelson Institute business account, an account which was primarily run by Donna. Nearly 9 years after the murder, Charlie Adelson was finally convicted and sentenced to life in prison. And with the mother's involvement confirmed, the search warrant came through for Donna Adelson. And as the police set out to arrest her on the 13th of November 2023, she was caught in the nick of time.
Hi, how are you? You have your ID?
So the next place is what? The warrant? What did you say?
Huh?
What did you say the next place was?
Well, what happened is the warrant that they have from you is from out of Leon County.
When did they issue a warrant?
So what happened is we have to take you to our warrants room for that information to get entered. And then after that gets entered,
thank you so much, Ariel, for the $10 super. I really appreciate you. Thank you.
I didn't know there was a warrant. How would I know that?
Well, we wouldn't have been able to take you if there wasn't something in place.
So aren't they supposed to inform? Aren't they supposed to inform me if there was a warrant?
Well, I don't know the details.
No, right?
Yeah, I don't either.
She knew full well that there was a warrant out for her arrest, or that the police would be coming after her after successfully convicting her son. The reason why we know that is that she was arrested at the Miami International Airport as she was about to flee to Vietnam, a country.
So this is crazy, right? Mom Dukes, 2023, Mom Dukes tried to leave the country and go to Vietnam because her son actually came down and got the life sentence. So she knew if once he got locked up, that everything else was going to fall into play for that family, right? And their involvement of this hit plot. It's just crazy to me because if you really think about it, it's been like 9 years. It's been a 9-year span that the family of that man have not gotten justice. And I'm glad that the detectives did their due diligence, right? To make sure they got everyone involved instead of just going for the easy route and just going for the main person and that's it. And everybody else gets scot-free. Because do you really want these type of people still walking around amongst us? You know what I'm saying? Like, God forbid if you want to do business with this person and they wanted to quote unquote, take your sharings and stuff, what would stop them for, taking a hit out on you? They have that in them. They're proven to have that in them. So this is crazy. She really did try to leave. She tried to dip. Her and the husband tried to dip with the quickness, but they caught her. They caught her before she got on that plane. Let's go on.
With no extradition treaty with the United States. She is charged with first-degree murder, conspiracy to commit murder, and solicitation of murder, and her trial is set to take place in September of 2024. Now the case has finally come full circle, with all the loose ends tied properly. Charlie and Donna hired Charlie's ex-girlfriend, Catherine, who hired her baby daddy, Sigfredo, who took Rivera as his ride-along to kill Dan Markel. Now, of course, there are still suspicions about Wendy Adelson, but so far the investigation is ongoing and she has not been charged with anything related to this case, which seems a bit questionable. While we all wait for their trial, we can wonder whether Wendy Adelson had any involvement at all. So, let's keep that conversation going in the comments down below. And as always, thanks for watching.
That was a real crazy case, right? That was a crazy case because the one who should be in jail is the one who is still not locked up to this date. The mom got taken down. The brother got taken down. The ex-girlfriend got taken down. The husband of the ex-girlfriend got taken down. And the ride-along got taken down. But yet the ex-wife. So in a way, the ex-wife did get away with murder because she's the real motive of all of this. She wanted the kids. And they were paying out big buco bucks to make sure that he was gone and she would get full custody of the children. But she's the only one that's not in jail. She's the only one who don't have a life sentence. She's literally still out right now, guys. Still right now. Now, I don't know when they're going to pin all this together. I'm going to have to, keep up with this case to see if they're going to come and add something else into discovery, reopen it up so they can charge her with something. But as of right now, she's the one who gotten away with it. Everybody else, especially when it came down to the transaction with the money, everybody else is facing time. I think the reason why they probably didn't lock her up also is because they didn't show any transaction in her bank account and stuff of her giving any money to these said individuals. Everything was done through that company's account, which the mom was control over it. But it's just like, why would grandma want to kill her son-in-law? You know what I'm saying? Her ex-son-in-law, Like, to me, it's just like, if you really think about it, why grandma would have so much hatred against him? Why would the brother have so much hatred against him? Oh, because what the sister and the daughter was telling you about this situation, telling you about their toxic marriage and their toxic divorce, right? But truly, she had everything to gain from it, and she really was the only one who gained from it, because everybody else lost their lives, and the ex-husband lost his life, and the children lost their father, and they're potentially probably still in the care of a woman who set this whole hit plan up. That's scary. That's scary, right? To even be like, dang, like, my mom could have been a mastermind of a whole hit plan, a hit plan where my father's gone, my grandmother's in jail, my uncle's in jail, and I don't know about those other 3 people, but still they're in jail too. And my mom just sitting here with the money. She's sitting there with the house. She's sitting there with the kids. Like, I would be weirded out a little bit. I really would. I really would. I would be really weirded out. I'm surprised that they have not come down with anything for her. I really am. That's very surprising to me. Very, very surprising to me. And hey, Freezy, how you doing? Thank you so much, and I appreciate you for sharing this the stream, bro. I really, really, truly, truly appreciate it. Truly appreciate it. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys. That's all. Those are the 3 cases I wanted to go over with you today, and I just appreciate everyone for rocking out with me for this long. I hope you enjoy the cases. Listen, like I said to before, I don't have no problems with good commentary. I don't have no problem with people disagreeing with me, right? But what we're not going to do is just come in here and be disrespectful. There's many platforms and many channels that you can go ahead and say the most egregious stuff and disrespectful stuff and get your kinks off, right? I don't judge you on your kinks, but what we're going to do is we're not going to do that here, okay? But I just truly, truly appreciate everybody rocking out with me. Make sure you're hitting the like button before you head on out. I want y'all to enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I will be coming back on Tuesday with more cases. I told you guys that I did put in a request to a few of the courts to get very current cases for you guys so you can get first dibs. I'm still waiting for them to answer back on my request. So once I get the email and I'm able to get all that and scruff through all that content, I will definitely put it out for you guys. But I really, really, really do appreciate you all, and I want y'all to enjoy the rest of your night. Also, before I go, like I said, if you're interested in being part of the corner community, today I am representing the sweatshirt. This is the men's corner boy sweatshirt. I'm wearing that today. The other day I wore the corner girl sweatshirt. So if you're interested on these sweatshirts, it's very good material. I washed this 3 times and it's still black. It's very good quality material. So if you're interested in this, it's on my store. You're more than welcome. If not, I want y'all to all have a great evening. Be safe, and prepare for Monday. All right. And happy holidays for anybody who will celebrate the holiday. Happy holidays, okay? And y'all just take care of yourself, all right? Peace out. Bye-bye.